alive?
We
Is
are.
this
We are.
what living actually is? We are
Behold,
living in the moment right now,
it's
but those
alive.
moments are fleeting. Anyway,
Wow, are you going to do the Tears and Rain speech for Blade Runner? Because that would be
I
rad.
I was thinking about it, but then my mind went straight to Mad Max.
mm, mm,
Both really good series. Although
absolutely.
weirdly enough, Blade Runner doesn't hold up as much anymore. It's still a really good setting, but too much of it is true now for it to be a sci-fi.
I have an unpopular opinion about Blade Runner. One of my friends, one of my very close friends, is a huge fan of this movie. He just loves it to death, and we had a conversation about it because he bought me like a DVD for my birthday, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And he's like, "Well, what do you think about Blade Runner?" And I was like, well, my opinion is Blade Runner is more important than it is good."
Agreed.
And that's a weird thing to say, but this is not a movie review channel. Hi everybody, welcome to our second part of Let's Build the Space Raid chapter. This is Lorebeards 40K. I am Ross Watson. I am a game designer and author. I've worked on a bunch of role-playing game stuff for Warhammer 40,000, some video games, some of which Alexis has played, which is
Yep.
really cool. And we are going to talk about today the second part of Let's Build the Space Marine chapter, where we built the Gorgon's Talons. And Alexis is going to tell you about herself now.
Yeah, I am. I am amazing. In fact, some would say incredible. Those people like to lie. I'm joking. Hi, everyone. My name is Norn Queen Alexis. I am a YouTube personality, I guess. I would never say influencer because holy crap, I do not like that title at all. But I am a Viking enthusiast, Viking reenactor, a Warhammer player, a game designer. I'm designing my first actual game that I'm hoping to get published soon, which would be really cool. And yeah, I do cosplay and a whole bunch of other things. A lot of it is 40K related.
Oh, I should mention actually, in case you are an RPG fan out there, we have a Lorebeards RPG channel that is launching next week, and it will be hosted by myself and Verisimilitude, and we will be talking about Dark Heresy. In fact, we will be giving away a signed Dark Heresy book signed by me. So if you're
Heck
interested,
yeah.
come check us out next week. I believe we're planning for Monday,
Ooh,
Monday
hell
afternoon.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Then I just have to ask though, are you gonna ban feudal world tech priests?
I mean, it's so here's the thing. 40K is full of weird coincidences and weird juxtapositions. And like I was reminded of this a year ago when we were talking about Horus Heresy with Games Workshop, and we were talking about how the legions have a specialty, but they still include all of the options for what they do. And in this discussion, one of the Games Workshop guys brought up that the Iron Warriors, who are famously a siege legion, they just grind down the enemy, they do have outriders and scouts. And my first thought was, oh my god, I want to write a book about the Iron Warriors bikers, like the guys who are just sitting back going, man, it would be really cool to be a part of that siege, but we got to be out here patrolling and keeping all the flankers away. I think that's a kind of a fascinating contradiction, and the same would apply to a feudal world tech priest.
Yeah. The reason that I bring this up is because I've had to ban it because it is just so powerful mechanics wise.
Mm.
And everyone who wants to play it is it, a lot of them don't actually do the whole RP element of it. They do the whole I can wear heavy armor as a tech priest. I get the best armor in the game. And I'm just like,
Uh,
you it's just like we ban at my table anyway. This is strictly my table. We actually banned flesh shapers in Black Crusade because that skill set is listed so oddly, and where everything else has strict rules to it, the flesh shaper just has lore. So it's like, oh yeah, they could just suture your wounds. What the hell does that mean?
how?
Oh,
All right.
if the target is unwilling, they get a plus 20. That goes against the spirit of the game.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I gotta admit, but
But
here's
we're
the
not
thing.
here to talk about that. We're
Yeah,
talking about the Gorgon's talons.
right. The Gorgon's Talons was the chapter that we came up with in our previous Let's Build a Chapter, but we didn't quite finish it. So today we're going to do that. But first, we're going to check out some awesome fan art. Look at this glorious piece of fan art. Who is the artist on this one?
This one is done by David in the Discord. I don't know what their name is in this. But in the Discord, they go by David, and this looks absolutely amazing. I love the power claw fist that it has because as you look closer to it, like the amount of detail on this is
Mm-hmm,
incredible.
mm-hmm,
Like individual rivets, individual cracks in the armor, the
mm-hmm,
feathering, but this got me. The
mm-hmm.
inner workings of the fist. This
Uh,
is
Power Claw, maybe
it's
Lightning
like a
Claw,
power claw, lightning fist. It is whatever the heck the artist tells us it is at this point.
but it looks rad as hell. I will agree on
Yep.
that. It's
And
got
then we
the
see.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
The bone spurs is what I was going to reference. Those look really rad.
I was actually just about to state that.
We think alike. Great minds.
Heck yeah. But like the amount of work that went into this, like you can even see the different layers of the armored
Mhm.
well, in this case, it's not an Aquila, but it is an Aquila. It's what is the heraldry again? It's a
Peacock.
peacock.
Yeah, it's an Aquila using a peacock instead of an eagle, and it looks rad. We actually have a piece by another member that is just that emblem, the
It is
chapter
the same
memorial.
member.
Hmm?
They are both done by the same person.
Oh, the same guy. Oh my God! Wow. Okay. Well, that's a lot of talent there, because
Yeah,
that's beautiful. Well done, sir, David. Well done. It looks amazing.
it's David underscore art.
David.
Part of his bionic hand.
Okay, interesting. Well, as we know from our episode on here on Blackheart, a bionic limb can be a power fist or a lightning claw. So, absolutely
I also love the
legit.
like individuality of like the because this helm is it's very marks what 7 or is it it's the most current tactical marine armor, not Primaris marine armor. Is that Mark 8? Yeah, it's Mark 8, right?
I don't see a gorgeous, so that would be Mark 7, but yes.
Yeah, but it's like customized to just this marine. Like the eyes dip in just a bit more than normal so that their advanced senses can actually see more without just the auto senses. I love that. And all the loose skins and everything, all the filigree, all the feathering.
Yep.
This artwork is just incredible.
Yeah, well done, Divide or David, depending on.
Oh, is it David?
It's in the chat. He's saying it's both. So.
Oh, okay.
It's great. I think we're on track. But
or
listen.
It's Divide, not David. Oh, sorry, my bad. I had to look at it real quick and then put the screen down so it didn't show up on stream. My apologies.
You, sir, are very talented. I hope you are a professional, because this is very, very good work. And so is that, graphic design wise, that is an excellent emblem. So do we have any other art, or is that the two? That's all we got?
This is the art that I could find on our Discord. If there is any more, please tag me in the Discord right now so I can find it. But this is what I saw as of right now.
So I should he points out that the hand has a tiny wiry techno hand to use for little things, which is cool.
Yeah,
I did notice that.
Yep. He's got his little hand. It's
Yeah.
like the little mouth of the aliens.
Fun fact, this was actually something that was pioneered back in the 80s. Robotech had these little Waldos with fine manipulators that would extend from the arms of the Battloids to do fine work, which was something I really enjoyed. And it seems like a homage to that approach. But I can tell you guys some interesting stuff about the Gorgon's talents, because I did some research on what a chimeric blend of Raven Guard and Iron Hands gene seed would look like, which is what our chapter has. Also, we're going to recap what we what we chose and went over last time. So we'll let me bring up the page here and we'll take a look. Wanted to say, you guys, your creativity always impresses me. Not only artwork, but also the cool ideas we come up with for our guys. Let me see here. I think I want to push this button. Nope, wrong button.
Have you tried pushing the other button?
Yep, there we go. That's it. All right. So, and I can actually improve. I can embiggen that a little bit. So there we go. Yeah, there's the Gorgon's Talons is the name, and they were founded because of a crusade. I should point out that if you see some kind of interesting spellings or phrasings here, that Alexis,
I put my most tactical surf on it, and they are the ones that did it, not me. It was in fact them. I rolled a 14 on my bluff. Does that work?
We have decided that I will be doing the record keeping going forward on these things. But everybody, I think we all do owe Alexis our thanks for tracking the first round.
At least trying.
So, yeah, we were founded because of a crusade. We were part of the Cursed founding. I should actually just get rid of that part right there. We don't know who the progenitor chapters were, but we do know actually. So I think, well, the founding. Yeah, we're not sure if they're directly from the first founding, or if they're successors directly to them, or successors to successors, which can happen. When we talked about the Huron Blackheart and the Red Corsairs, we pointed out that the Astroclaws were a successor founding. They were a second founding of somebody. We don't know who.
Keep hitting my mic. Sorry about that.
And the Astroclaws had successor chapters, so it can happen. Then we got our Iron Hands Raven Guard chimeric gene seed, but it is flawed in its purity and has a 90% chance of mutation, which there's some things about that where I'm going to get into it. Do we want to pause here and talk about gene seed, or do we want to go through the whole thing and then talk about gene seed?
Let's pause here and talk about the gene seed purity and gene seed in general. What is a gene seed?
All right, so gene seed is the material that they use to create a Space Marine founding. It is a blend of genetic markers from in our case, it's a blend. Typically it is not. Typically it is the pure representation of the genetic markers of one of the Primarchs, one of the original founding legions. Sometimes those things are tinkered with. The Dark Founding, the Cursed Founding, those are both attempts to sort of improve on gene seed that didn't work out so well.
Some would argue that they did improve.
Chimeric chapters are not unknown. The Minotaurs, who we're going to talk about at some point in the future, I have them on our list. The Minotaurs are a chimeric chapter. The Carcharodons, the Space Sharks, they are also a chimeric chapter. Actually, I've got the whole thing here. I could actually should be able to tell you exactly. There's one more. Oh yeah. Sorry. It is the
Well, it's not the Blood Ravens. We know
that. The Red Scimitars and the Relictors. The Relictors are kind of wild because they're a mixture of Dark Angels and Ultramarines.
I know that word actually means something, but the only thing I thought about when you said Relictors is somebody that licks somebody back.
The Relictors.
Like, the Tyranid Lictors are attacking. Get the Relictors.
So, yeah, a couple things I wanted to mention about the gene seed. Iron Hands, which is part of our chimeric flow, they have remarkably stable gene seed, very minimal documented mutations. And they get all 19 of their organs work. They don't have any physical abnormalities. It's just really good gene seed, basically. And in contrast, very stark contrast, the Raven Guard gene seed has significant instability and multiple organ deficiencies. Raven Guard gene seed, they're mucranoid, which is the thing that secretes a waxy coating to provide environmental protection in space and things like that. That doesn't work. And the Betcher's gland, which is what produces corrosive acidic saliva, that also doesn't work.
You know, I want to actually go through like videos of Warhammer 40K where Space Marines die and have you explain if they are actually alive or dead in the scene based on their organs. I think that would be a lot of fun to do. Because a Space Marine getting torn in half isn't entirely dead yet.
He may not be. Space Marines are by design are difficult to kill.
Like, even if you throw a Space Marine into the vacuum of space, they're not dead.
True. That is absolutely true. That's why the Mucinoid exists. However, the Raven Guard, that doesn't work for them. So the Raven Guard need to have environmental armor in order to survive out there. They also their melanchrome organ, which is what it has to do with radiation protection. It means that they're severely pale, black of hair, fully black eyes, stuff like that.
We get it. They like My Chemical Romance.
They are very brooding. Yes, that is another factor, which I can actually see as it's very bird-like to brood, to perch on something tall and brood. I feel like the Gorgon's Talons probably do this. They might even have, I don't know, roosts in their battle barge specifically set aside for meditating, on the dark nature of the galaxy.
It has a timer next to it. You could only brood for 2 hours.
So the combination of a very stable gene seed and a fairly unstable gene seed could be there could be some things that are stabilized by the Iron Hands, but there's other things that could go wrong because of the Raven Guard. That's where we get our bone spurs, our bird-ish avian features on our Space Marines. I think comes from that, because it's very similar to what happened to the Black Dragons, which that was another very similar type of mutation. And
it's a weaponized mutation.
So it probably means that our Space Marines have exceptional tactical intelligence, but sort of a conflicted self-perception. They probably have some melancholic withdrawal, like the Raven Guard. But the ruthless logic of the Iron Hands might temper that emotional depth. It might, and the Raven Guard adaptability might counteract rigidity of the Iron Hands. So I feel like there's both pros and cons here. Our guys would probably be built a little bit bigger, actually, because Iron Hands are just a little bit. Their biscopia means they're just a little bit bigger. I know.
He walks up to a Space Marine, is only like a slight hair taller than him. Little brother.
I know. So here's some other fun facts about our methodologies, because Raven Guard, they typically avoid battle where the Iron Hands embrace it. And if you have extensive armor pools, which I believe our chapter does like to use, tanks and specialized stealth equipment, that can strain your logistics. So, but mastering mechanized warfare and infiltration, that's kind of conflicting skill sets with different temperaments. Which this may be why they don't have apothecaries, because they need to focus on.
Well, didn't they have apothecaries? They have a special thing for them.
No.
They have the apothecary tank.
Right. But the apothecaries are actually, the role of apothecaries in their chapter are carried out by ratlings called nightingales. Remember?
Yes. Yeah, they were crazy.
Which is really, really cool. So yeah, I think those are some of the things that were kind of my takeaways from looking at the gene seed. The last thing I would say is that it means that their failure rates for implantation are probably fairly high.
Yeah, they're probably going to need a world or two to recruit from.
And we're going to talk about, one of the things we're going to discuss today is how the Gorgon's Talons recruit and from where and what that means.
And we also get to pick from like our own, we get to tell people from our own perspectives of our own 2 chapters that we made.
So I think
how they recruit.
I think we're going to have to poll the chat about some of these questions, like, whether the stability of the gene seed has gotten better or worse over time, because it could go either way. We could there's questions that I think chat needs to answer. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Optimism or pessimism. Let's see how this works. You guys start thinking about it. We'll get to that in a minute. And so let's go back to the discussion here. So if you notice the new mutation here, that's the avian characteristics. Just add that with a symbiotic. Oh no, you can't see us anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. I pushed a button. That was my bad. How do I undo that?
I think we do this. Nope.
Well, that's me. I'm big now.
And then
do we just add that to stage?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I pushed a button by accident. That was on me.
But before we continue, now would be a good time to A, discuss super chats, and B, I think are we offering chat the option to kill and replace members of the chapter?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay. So how does that work?
So can you scroll down to the bottom where we have our list of characters?
Yep.
And remember, you guys can name them hilarious things if you want, and puns. Puns are highly encouraged, especially if you can think of a whole bunch of bird puns or Iron Warrior dad puns. Iron Hands. Yeah. Iron Hands dad puns. So to become a character in the wow, my brain just went completely blank.
Gorgon's Talons.
If for some reason I was going to say Gorgonzola.
Well, if they're cheesy on the tabletop, that's probably what they would get a sobriquet, like a nom de guerre of the tabletop war game. Look at those Gorgon's Talons. They're so cheesy. It's Gorgonzola. Is cheesy still a term? Like, it was beardy in the 80s, and then in the 2000s it was cheesy. I'm not sure what it's called now.
I still use cheesy. Just here and there. But if you guys want to become a member of the Gorgon's Talons, with a $5 donation, you can choose one of the empty slots. And for a $10 donation, you can kill the previous character and replace it with your own, giving us a little bit of lore for the character themselves, if you add one, or a little bit of lore of how the previous character died and what you added.
So keep that in mind. Let's read our current super chats to see where we're at. Stephen Lucas, 8836. Thank you, sir. White Scar's successor, Sand Pharaohs. I think this is his own chapter. Yeah, Egyptian non-psychers specialize in chariot hammer and rapid fortification anvil. Interesting. Built I don't know how to pronounce that. Mirtor tombs instead of sky burial. Seas on homeworld move across the desert like snakes. I don't know. That's a cool idea, man. I really like the idea of like the snake sea moving across the desert. I really like the idea of a more Egyptian themed non-psyker Space Marine chapter. White Scar's successor is also cool because White Scars get overlooked a lot.
White Scars is just badass. Like, I was watching a game with them earlier, and their characters are nuts.
Thank you, guys. We do appreciate all the super chats. That's what keeps the channel running. So,
yeah,
very, very thankful. Gideon Gleeful, my own chapter are the Immortals, based on Persian cultures. Oh, that's cool. 22nd founding, homeworld Ctesiphon. White Scar successor. Hey, that's 2.
Yo, let's go.
Let's go. But they use light vehicles to harass or probe enemy lines before punching through with Razorbacks or Predators.
I really like that. I actually really like this because I love the idea of just a land speeder based attack army. Because the land speeder is like one of the most underused vehicles in Warhammer, and it is the Space Marine scout vehicle, and it's a support vehicle as well. And it's like, it has such a pivotal role in Space Marines that's so important, and it just gets overlooked. I just love it.
As always, I'm gonna mention that things are always kind of cooler in the Heresy a little bit. And land speeders in the Heresy era, they have a special kind called the Javelin, which is really good. I mean, super good as far as the unit goes.
Yep.
So if you are a land speeder enthusiast, consider playing Horse Heresy because you get more options for speeder types.
Yep.
Well, I'm not. That's a bold statement. You get different options. Grim Isaac, thank you, sir. Do we know enough about the Tau God to import it to Warhammer Fantasy? No, I don't think so.
So it, as far as I know, it only appeared in one book.
Psychic Awakening?
Well, like an actual book. Didn't it appear in one? I know it appeared in the Psychic Awakening, but I'm not sure if it appeared in an actual book yet. Yeah. If it appeared in a book and you can read like at least a few pages about it, maybe. But honestly, for a god of greater good, go with like Shalia or Raya.
Well, I think what he's asking for, one of the things that Lorebeards is known for is that we like to speculate. We like to throw out weird ideas.
If the Tau God was in Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah, I think that's I believe. I'm not sure for Grim Isaac, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's what you're asking us to do is to kind of go off on a little tangent here and say, well, what would a Tau God look like in Warhammer Fantasy? Which is weird because there's no Tau in Warhammer Fantasy. It's called Tau Va is the name of it. It's the accidental warp goddess of the greater good.
I could see it as part of the Cathay mythos. That's where I would put it.
So the harmony aspect of Cathay does cross over fairly well with Tau. And the Tau Va, of course, is not really a true Tau deity in the traditional sense. She's a manifestation born from the collective belief of the Tau's non-psychic allied races. They're humans, Kroot, Vespid, etc. And so this affinity with the warp that those races have is what gave birth to Tau Va, which is the greater good. You know, that's what it means.
The greater good.
The greater good. If anybody knows that movie, you tell me. And of course, Tau Va. So Tau Va, what she's about is kind of, she wants to expand across, she wants to spread across the galaxy, remaking reality in her own image. And she feels it, at least the description of Tau Va is that she really wants to
protect.
Well, she wants to interact with the real world to a greater extent than most gods. Like,
yeah, that's kind of creepy,
right? The book is Shadow Sun Patient Hunter.
Okay, I knew it was in a book.
So, yeah, the atheists of 40K created a god. That's so weird. An atheist.
Oopsie daisy.
Yeah, whoops. Oh, War of Secrets also shows up there. Okay. Tau Va is very ambiguous in the lore, and I think in Warhammer Fantasy, being part of the Cathay faction really helps with that because dragons are keepers of secrets. The Cathayan mytho, their deities are very mysterious, and again, that harmony thing would work in really well. So I guess I would imagine, from what little we know of Tau Va, and again, there's just not much to go on here, but I would. What do you think, Alexis? I'm gonna stop talking for a minute.
I'm like, there are gods that fit the role in fantasy already. So another minor god in fantasy would just fit right in. But it wouldn't be strong enough to like really do too much. Like, it would be like kind of an extremely large lake god.
Like the Lady of the Lake.
No, not as strong as the Lady of the Lake.
Interesting, because I don't really consider her a very strong god.
Yeah, but that lake is huge. I would say like a minor lake god in fantasy. But yeah.
Honestly, I just don't think there's enough to go on to say more than that. But I hope that answers your question, Grimosic. Skatari Boy, thank you, Skatari Boy. What about the stupid meme comic thing I made? Is that for the Gorgon Talons and we missed it? I'm sorry.
If it is, can you just tag me in the Discord for it and I can find it and pull it up?
Yeah, happily. We'd love to see it, Skatari Boy. Absolutely. Gary Garrionson, who is the John Wick of Games Workshop? You know, that nobody, the work he did in those days laid the foundation of what we are now. Ooh.
Isn't that just like, no, that's it's not. Oh, what is his name?
Which faction?
He wrote all of the stuff that he wrote all the references that's used now.
Dan
all the
Abnett.
Dan Abnett.
Yeah.
I would definitely say it's Dan Abnett, but the problem is that they're all known.
Are you Gary Garrison? Are you talking about a real person, or are you talking about a fictional person in the universe? Real person, Dan Abnett, no question, would be the John Wick, and he's still John Wicking. So there's that, which is really cool. If you're talking about a fictional character within the lore of Games Workshop, I'm not sure, because there's a lot to cover there. Is it, you know, fantasy? Is it 40K? Is it Age of Sigmar? But yeah, like Rick Priestley is another big candidate. John Blanche is another big candidate.
Yeah, John Blanche is definitely up there.
So, but yeah, I think for 40K specifically, it's Abnett. For Games Workshop as a whole, I would probably have to nominate Blanche to that position.
I sent you the comic if you want to just throw it up real quick.
Oh, all right, cool. Let me just drop that for a second. And
Doop.
Yep.
And
oh, wow. Okay, that looks rad. We're definitely going to show this. Thank you, Starboy, for bringing this up, because this is cool as hell. And it is coming to the screen now.
Pop.
There it is.
Pop.
I will defeat you for the Emperor, it says at the top. You will never defeat me, fool. Arg, I have been defeated. By Zinch, I curse your chapter to become Burb. Also, I'm blowing up with you off screen to Skitari, so Skitari Boy doesn't have to edit a blue explosion. And then the second one is, after the epic battle is done, can you believe that traitor tried to curse us with becoming birds? What a fool, and it clearly didn't work. Heretics are so pathetic. Caw! Oh no, we are now burbs. Oh wow. And he's actually, if you look on closely, he's got the chapter emblem on the models, which is rad.
Yeah, it's great.
That is so cool. Well done, sir. Well done. All right, I'm going to drop that down. But thank you for remarking us about that, Guitar Boy. That is super cool. And if people want to check that out, it is in the Discord somewhere.
And then we got another question.
Biofoot7874 says, were any legions 50-50 loyalist trader? Yes, two of them that we know of. Dark Angels and White Scars are the two that we know of that were almost evenly split.
I think Ultramarines lost enough that there is a company of heretic Ultramarines that you can play in Heresy, which is pretty cool.
That is that's the best one I can, the best two options I can give you is the White Scars and the Dark Angels that are the closest to 50-50. Some chapters were pretty monolithic. Like there were very few Ultramarines and there were very few Sons of Horus that were against their Primarch and their Primarch's wishes.
There was also very few Death Guard that turned against Mortarion.
Oh no, there was a significant number of Death Guard. If they were on Ispan 3, there was a
survivors.
Okay, surviving members. Yes, that's different.
Yeah.
At Ispan 3, the Death Guard, the World Eaters, the Sons of Horus, and the Emperor's Children purged all of their loyalists by sending them down to the planet and then virus bombing it from orbit. It's a fantastic story. We will tell it here in a whole episode at some point in the future. Hooligan Mulligan, thank you, sir. Appreciate your support. Dad says it's my turn on the brood nest.
That's just a good laugh.
Love it. Gideon Gleeful, thank you for your support, Gideon Gleeful. Character name suggestion, Forasakos. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. Forasakos? Forest Rock. Yeah. I don't know. I hope I'm close. That's the name of the ancient terror birds from South America.
Oh yeah, that is.
I think those are the ones that evolved into the cassowaries. Anyway, I suggest for a master of feet or fleet because they were flightless, so therefore irony. Oh, so
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so you're buying a name for the master of the fleet. Cool. I'm going to put back. Sorry, let me just stop sharing that other one. I'll put the main screen up, and we will add that to the list. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that.
That's actually a really funny one.
And it's good. Yeah.
That's
Let me make sure I copy that correctly. Master of the Fleet is Boris Rockos.
Rocco's for short.
Ross, Phorus.
Oh, and this guy has a
I got it.
shield so that he can't be killed right away. Because it was $5 to name a character that wasn't there, and $10 to kill one that is there and replace them.
Well,
so this guy is safe.
And worth pointing out that 10 pounds is more than $10. So
yes, it is.
Thank you, getting gleeful. Hooligan Mulligan for Lord Executioner. Well, they're already chiming in. Gorgon Z Skamori. His signature weapon is a large hammer made from the armor of fallen Iron Warriors. Guess the references. Oh, I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know.
I feel like I should know this. Because it's not a Berserk reference, is it?
Maybe. I'm a heresy expert, so this makes me sad that I don't know this, but what is it?
You got to tell us. I feel dumb right now.
Hooligan Mulligan, let us know. But yeah, the names are now in the list. There you go.
Oh, make sure you write that he has a Iron Warrior hammer.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So there's a weapon not too dissimilar from this with the Heresy era Dark Angels. This guy Marduk carries a blade that is actually wrapped with metals taken from worlds he's destroyed, and there are several bands on that blade of different worlds that he's destroyed.
I gotta add just one thing to that for Marduk. Marduk is the angry old man that tells you stories about how he hates things and makes your army better.
That's true. That is literally what he does. He's such a great character too.
He's so powerful. I love him.
Yeah. Marduk Cedrus, I believe is his name. Need extra sleep. Thank you for your support.
You are correct. We both need extra sleep.
Big time. I'm actually running on fumes. I didn't get any sleep last night, but it's okay. I'm here with you guys, and that's keeping me going. Need extra sleep. Thank you very much, sir, for your support. I can't help but see some ethereal thinking of the goddess like Boromir with the One Ring, like a tool to advance the empire. It is a gift. He's talking about Tauva.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
Some ethereal thinking of Tauva like Boromir with One Ring. It is a gift. We must use the enemy's weapons against him.
It wouldn't surprise me if this caused a rift in the Tau, because I am all hands up for just Tau civil war, like a 3-way civil war. I want some of the Tau to go fully religious. I want some of them to be like fully atheist and fight the religious ones. And then I want Farsight to be on the side, just being like, bro, what the hell is happening?
So Chad is telling me that Skamori, which is the name that was picked for our Lord Executioner, is in fact a Pokemon. It is a steel flying type. Is it a frog?
A newer gen.
I'm not sure what. It's steel flying type. I'm not sure what the animal type is, but yeah, it's maybe it's a bird. Maybe it's a flightless bird. Okay,
look this up.
Giddy and Gleeful, thank you for your support, sir. It took me too long to realize that the Neighborhood Watch Alliance and Hot Fuzz was a joke because the NWA is a reference to the rap group from the 80s and 90s. Hot Fuzz is
such a good movie.
Absolutely hilarious. One of my favorites of all time. Great movie.
I need to watch that movie again.
Okay, so sorry. We are back to where were we? I'm trying to remember.
We were at the place by the thing near some stuff.
That's super helpful.
I know. I'm so good at this.
So we have there's a specific mutation that we have, which is a disturbing voice. The voices of our characters sound like chirping. The chapter flaws that that the Gorgon's talents mythologize their gene ancestors. So there's statues to Corvus Corax and Ferrus Manus in their fortress monasteries on board their ships. They have, they honor both sides of their
probably like even on their actual grand cruiser, there's just a face of them.
for Ferris and and Corax, I guess. Yeah. Figure of legend. We have a chapter master that became a dreadnought. I believe this is Grim Isaac. If we scroll down, it was recorded that the chapter master is currently a dreadnought named Grim Isaac after our.
We still need to figure out which kind of dreadnought they are.
Yeah, but a Grim Isaac is one of our lore seekers.
Yep.
And deed of legend. What happened here? He slew the Zeech sorcerer who cursed the chapter into turning into burbs. So the avian features are part of a gene seed flaw that was exacerbated by Zeech sorcery. And this chapter master, the great Grim Isaac, he slew the Zeech sorcerer who did this. Our chapter homeworld is a death world. It is formed out of ice glaciers in the form of archipelagos on an ocean, which is really cool. It makes me think that the ones who stay behind are the penguins.
Here's a good question, though.
Is Grim Isaac the chapter master that the cackling death killed, or the one after that? I'm going to say the one after that.
Yeah, I think he is the one after.
Because it would make more sense, I think.
Yeah.
Grim Isaac, I made a guy only to die. Yeah, that's not how. I don't think so. They do directly rule their homeworld, and the planet of their name of their homeworld is Corvus, which is named after obviously Corvus Corax.
The name of the name of the planet is just Bird.
Yes, it's just Bird, which is very 40K. I will
Corvus
remind
Corax, Bird. Let's go.
I will remind you there are planets in the Kane books called Nusquam Fundamentibus, which means ass into nowhere, and Simia Orichalci, which means brass monkey, and I freaking love those names. So yeah, I'm down.
In all fairness, do you know the scientific name for a brown bear?
I don't.
It's bear. Do you know the
Ursus?
Yeah, it's just Ursus. Do you know the scientific name for a black bear?
I don't. Ursus Nox? I don't know. What is it?
Ursus. Bear. Do you know what polar bear is?
Oh no, what is it?
Bear.
Wow.
They just kept adding bears to it.
Names for things get weird. Grim Isaac says that his chapter master was defeated in battle, but was interred into a dreadnought. So I guess we can presume that he was both. He was the chapter master who was killed by the or taken down by the cackling death, but he was enough of him survived that they put him into a dreadnought, and he's remains the chapter master even though he was cut down in his prime. It is very unusual. Really cool. Very unusual for a dreadnought to be the chapter master, but I love it. It's really cool.
I mean, Bjorn the Fell-Handed acted as the chapter master for a few hundred years.
Yeah, and that's noteworthy because it's very unusual.
Yeah, it's unusual, but also Bjorn the Fell-Handed once hit on an inquisitor, including moving her hair out of her face while he was a dreadnought.
Hey,
game is game.
Space Wolves, man, they like to party. They know how to, unlike many chapters like the Black Templars, the Space Wolves know how to have fun. They can get drunk, they can party, they can get rowdy, they can flirt with Inquisitors. Why not?
But the fact that he flirts with an Inquisitor is just the greatest thing ever.
Oh, and getting gleeful. I'm going to skip ahead to this one because it's relevant to what we were just talking about. He says, if you want a bird to base their voice on for disturbing voice, I actually suggest kiwis. Very raspy, screeching sound.
I was thinking kiwis or that Australian bird that clips its beak really hard and makes like the gun noises.
Emus?
No, it's oh my god, I know the name of them. I will remember it, or chat will find it. But it is an Australian bird, and it's a mean bird, but it's not that big. It's only like from the ground up to here. Shoebill. Yes, thank you, chat. Thank you, Hawk.
Shoebill, yeah. Our chapter, the Gorgon's Towns, they have a unique organization, which is why first of all, they have no apothecaries.
From Africa, sorry. They are from Africa, not Australia. I only know them because of the Australian Zoo. My apologies.
And shoebills are huge, they say.
Yeah, they are.
Our chapters combat doctrine is to blitzkrieg with tanks and then disappear. It is a combination of armored warfare and stealth. Our chapter does not field apothecaries in the field. They are restricted to the battle barges because they need them so badly to keep their gene seed stable. Instead, they have a specialized tank, a med rhino, kind of an ambulance that is actually operated by ratlings, because ratlings have a symbiotic relationship with our chapter, and the ratlings are called nightingales, which I think is really, really cool.
I love the idea of these guys just running out. Let's get him, boss! And throws him up on a stretcher. All right, let's go.
And we have a super chat here naming a character, Super Orlock. Thank you, Super Orlock. Chief Nightingale, Florence Bittern, who is the chief of the Ratling tribe that they pal around in. Okay, you know what? Sold.
That is amazing.
Absolutely true. Master of the Apothecarian is Florence Bittern, chief of the Ratling tribe. All right. There you go.
Now, I actually like the idea that this particular Ratling character is so important to the chapter that he's actually like, when the chapter is talking with its own like private council, they are actually there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Because I think we made it so that the relationship between them was actually like really strong.
Yeah, they are honored allies as far as that's what I remember.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm bisexual, so I can't sit straight.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
So we have a section on chapter beliefs here, and I'm not. It just lists a bunch of birds. I'm guessing that this is related to some sort of obscure symbols that only the chapter understands. Kind of like the Dark Angels have their own obscure language or references to things. They have their own secrets that they keep. Maybe these are like passwords or warrior brotherhoods within the chapter. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I just love the way you said that. You said it so plainly, and I don't know why. The way you said it just set me off. That was so funny. Also, there is a comment strictly for you from BioFoot.
It is known bisexuals invented 24 new ways of sitting down. Hey, that's right. That's awesome. Good for you, man. That's awesome. That's so cool. You know what? I'm down with it. So anyway, so the chapter strength, we are at 54%, which means we are probably around 600 Space Marines in toto, which is not good. It means that the Gorgon's Talents has suffered some pretty severe losses recently. However, that's not something you can't recover from. The Blood Angels have been reduced to that number or lower and have recovered.
The Imperial Fists have been reduced down to 1 twice.
The thing I think we should mention here is that part of the reason why they've been reduced, as we found out, is because of the Cackling Death. The Cackling Death is the Chaos Warband that we created in our Let's Build a Chaos Warband stream. And the Cackling Death's history is entwined with the Gorgon's Talons in that they have captured and absorbed members of the Gorgon's Talons into their ranks. So the Cackling Death, the other group that we have invented, is directly responsible for one of the factors affecting the Gorgon's Talons.
We got to put that in chapter relations for enemy.
We absolutely do. Let's just go ahead and put that down. Cackling Death is an enemy who has absorbed some members of the chapter. All right. We've got a super chat from Gideon Gleeful. So Florence Bittern could be Chief Ratling, but for the actual Chief Apothecary Marine, Marius Sokola, for Mary Seacole, another Crimean War nurse. I am down with this. And I think £5 is equivalent, right, to $10?
Yes.
Okay.
To $10, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's like $7 or $8.
I think we might give it to him though, because he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He donated 10 pounds before, so it's 15 pounds total. I think that probably covers two entries.
Yes.
Sorry, where were we? Master of the Apothecarian. So
it's a 685. Thank you, Google machine.
Marius Sokola. All right, there you go.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're stocking up our characters here.
I mean, that's what you want for a chapter, though. You want like those cool names that you could get behind, you could put on the battlefield, and I plan to do some narrative rules for these guys as well as a detachment for them to be played with in friendly games. These will be, of course, you have to ask your opponent if you can play them. It won't be as powerful as Gladius Task Force or Blades of Ultramar or any of the really good Space Marine detachments. So it'll just be a narrative choice.
I got to tell you, I love seeing chapters that people have come up with on their own, or even chapters that I've been involved with, like the Absolvers or the Stormwardens. I love seeing them on the tabletop. I know for a fact there's at least one Stormwardens army, and every time I see a Deathwatch group that includes a Stormwarden, I'm always like, yes. So one day, my dream is that we see someone playing with a full army of Gorgon's Talons. That would be rad as hell.
That would be amazing. I would absolutely love that.
That's my dream. All right, now we're actually onto some new factors for the chapter. There's some elements that we didn't quite flesh out all the way, which is their friends, their enemies, other relations, things of that nature. So now this is the true part 2 right here.
Yep, we did it. Only an hour in, we made it. We did the recap.
Hawk is pointing out that if anyone wants to set up a narrative 40K campaigns, let him know, and he can work on that.
Oh my god, me and you, Hawk, we need to talk because I can build a planetary campaign for you guys.
What Hawk is talking about is the Lore Seekers on Discord as part of the Lorebeards Discord. We have a really active Lorebeards community, so please come join us if you want. If Hawk would be so kind, he'll post a link to the Discord in the chat for people who are curious. It's a very active Discord with a lot of discussions going on. There's a bit of a debate. It's simmered down a little bit, but there's a bit of a debate between myself and a Lore Seeker named Ricardo Andre. Or Vespa on the forums, and we've been talking about Conrad Kurz. We've been talking about how fantasy can inform some of the aspects of 40K because they are vaguely related, and he's got a point.
Hold on there. I agree with him.
Yeah, okay. So
I could go into a huge debate on that because game mechanics are tested in AOS before they're brought to 40K.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so lore and mechanics both have a relationship that can inform each other. Okay, so chapter relations friendly. This is where I'm going to need to actually, Alexis, do you know how to run a poll?
Oh my god. Okay, hang on. I am removing this thing. I'm sorry. I tried to put a pop filter. I keep punching it. I'm so sorry. So it's going over there.
You just need a cozy like the one I've got over here.
I got a little ball.
Oh, there you go. Wow. Yeah. That's a hell of a microphone.
It's my little ball.
It's like a little Death Star.
Yeah. I have no idea how to put up a poll, and I apologize.
Okay, well, I can take care of that. I'll just need to
I'll talk about chapter relations really quickly, though.
All right, that'll work.
So chapter relations, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is how I built this up for my chapter. My chapter being the Sons of Garrow are a chapter dedicated to bringing relics back to their own chapter. They go to battlefields that are deemed losses for the Imperium, and the Imperium has taken resources and moved them elsewhere. The Sons of Garrow come in and try to reinforce and reallocate the guardsmen or anybody else who's left on the planet itself. And then when they finish the battle, they go around and search for all of the dead Space Marines and try to bring not only their gene seed back, but they try to bring back relics from their chapter. They take them and then they use them in battle, the relics, not the gene seed. and then to keep its honor, because honor is a very big thing for my chapter. And then they go on pilgrimages to go back to their home chapters and return the relics to their home chapters. So their whole relationship with a lot of chapters is very positive, though a lot of chapters do notice that they use very, very old codes when communicating with Space Marine chapters. And they, being a fleet based chapter, it's very unusual that they can travel around so quickly. So a lot of questions do get asked about this, but most of the time the chapters tend to look the other way if they get their relics back. But a chapter like the Gorgon's Talons might have a bit of a harder time becoming friends with certain people. Like the Ecclesiarchy might look at them as mutants. Inquisitors might actually look into their deeds, noticing that some of them fell to chaos and deem them heretical. Or they might be inspecting them for something that has happened. But other chapters that they have helped might be the ones to back them up. Like if they're friendly with the salamanders might back them up. The Space Wolves, for instance, the Raven Guard, since they honor the Raven Guard and the Iron Hands, both of those chapters might be very, very, very friendly towards them, which is unusual for the Iron Hands, considering they don't like anybody. They might actually have a special kindred with the Gorgon's Talons because it's a similar gene seed. It really...
specifically for this one, it's not other Space Marines. It's like different organizations of the Imperium, Rogue Traders, Officio Assassinorum is one of the options.
Oh, that's even better.
Scholastica Psychana, I put that on the list. There's one that's just like any Adeptus. So if they want Adeptus Mechanicus, we select that one.
Okay.
If you want Adeptus Administratum, select that one. If you want, Adeptus, the Astra Militarum, that would be another part of the Adeptus. So select that one if you like those Imperial.
Rogue Traders might actually be fun with them because Rogue Traders... Yes. Randomly, Rogue Traders don't know much about Marines. Like they can get the knowledge prior to and learn what a Space Marine is, but actually seeing a Space Marine for a ship captain is very, very unusual. Usually you only see them in like heavily active war zones or something like that.
We have a relevant chat note here that I think we should read. Sebastian Muller says, how do you explain Ratlings to someone who doesn't know 40K? Hobbits in space. Yes, they are space.
Yeah, you give Merry and Pippin a sniper rifle.
They are equivalent to short humanoid beings who don't like to wear shoes, have furry feet,
eat a lot.
They like to eat a lot. They're also notorious thieves.
Yep.
They will steal anything they get their hands on in the lore.
They also have insane eyesight.
They are typically fielded as marksmen or snipers, although they have other roles they can perform.
Like saboteurs.
We are planning, FYI, we are planning to do a whole episode on abhumans. That is on our list for February. So stay tuned. We will be getting a little more in depth on Ratlings really soon. But thank you for that. It's a good quote. Sometimes it's easy for us to forget that you guys don't know all the things we know.
Yeah, it is one of the things we just throw terms out and we're just like, yeah, we know what we're talking about, not realizing. That's why I started asking you just flat out when one of us goes on a tirade, just be like, I say tirade as if we're, bad, but you know what I mean. But when one of us goes off on something, be like, what is a gene seed? Like both me and you know that, but we have to explain, which is fine because this is what this show is for. It's for people to learn, ask questions. And sometimes it might even question ourselves, like things that we just think we understand might be incorrect. And we have to recheck our sources.
So in case you don't know, there is a poll currently up for who the chapter friend relations are. I'm going to give you guys like 30 seconds and then I'm going to close that poll. So I like Rogue Trader. I also think Officio Assassinorum would have been cool. Like that's a wild thing to have an alliance with.
Yeah. The Officio Assassinorum would be kind of cracked, though.
Yeah, agreed. It's so weird that it would be very difficult to explain. All
Oh
right.
my god, no, it's actually easy. One
Oh,
of the halflings that's running around helping Space Marines, the polymorphine wears off, and it's actually an assassin.
oh shit, that could happen too.
Just like, oh shit, that's an assassin. Hi.
So the answer is a rogue trader is our friendly relation. Um,
You know what? There is one thing that I absolutely love about our community, and it's their love and understanding of why rogue traders are just the coolest.
so here's an interesting thing. We are going to have a build your own rogue trader dynasty in the future as well. So I'm thinking we might just kind of leave this blank for the moment and come back to it when we build that dynasty and say that they are the allies of the Gorgon's talons. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
All right, elemental exposure, $5. I don't is $5. Alexis.
Nope. We said $5 is enough to name
Okay.
the character. $10 kills a previous character and renames them.
All right, cool. So that's 10th company, master of recruits for the scout company. Coleman Canarius. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, sir, and I love it. That is a beautiful name. That is possibly one of my favorite names. I will have to remember that one. Coleman Canarius is the commander of the captain of the 10th company for the Gorgon's Talents. Oh, that's beautiful.
So I just want to state this again, just so everyone knows. If you guys want to name a character in our chapter, which is all of our chapters, by the way, if you want to name a character, it's a $5 donation to name one that is not named already. If one exists with a name, a $10 donation will kill them, or you can be the one previous that died. It's really up to you.
All right, Alexis, question for you.
Ooh, I do love questions.
One of the options is that we can have a minor Xenos species as an enemy.
You know they're gonna pick Crud. You know they're gonna pick Crud.
Oh God, please don't. Please don't. I'm actually hoping. All right, fine. I'll put Hrud on the list. I was going to say Hrud.
Wait, we don't have to put Hrud on the list.
Why not?
Because we control the poll.
But I mean, it make it. You're right. I kind of don't like the Hrud. I was going to say, so for me, what I was going to say is the Uvoth, the Ratgall, the Slouth.
Okay, I like it.
And
I'm throwing you a curveball on the last one.
Okay.
The Men of Iron.
Oh, okay. That is a curveball. I was going to say Enslavers, but I like Men of Iron. So we will make that poll happen. Get ready to vote on your favorite minor Xenos faction. Why don't you talk about who the Men of Iron are? Because you're interested in them.
I will in just a moment. There's a comment here. This is in relation to rogue traders working with things. I want to point out that the Space Wolf's name in Rogue Trader, which was Ulfar, which is spelled wrong, it's Ulver. That's how you pronounce it. I have a buddy named that. The Space Wolf's name was Wolf in Icelandic. I just wanted to point that out. It is not creative at all. His name was Wolf.
Well, if you know Space Wolves, they name everything Wolf. It's Wolf, 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 Wolf all day.
Yes.
It's all
now.
all
What are the Men of Iron? Oh, okay. So do you like Transformers? That's pretty much what the reference of the Men of Iron and the war with the Men of Iron is a reference to. It's a reference to Transformers. Just like how GW did some sneaky references to Emperor Palpatine in the first Horus Heresy book. GW is not afraid of doing references to other sci-fis or just blatantly stealing from them. They do that a lot. I mean, sorry, they're inspired by.
Our guest Pillager says Rangdan or Crave as a minor Xenos. Yeah, we only have 4 options, so I picked the ones I could find. But you're right; that's another interesting one.
That is another, especially being that we got a model of one of those, didn't we?
No, I don't think so. We've got a Torellian and a Barghese.
It's a Barghese. Yeah, sorry. But the Men of Iron in Warhammer 40k are an abominable intelligence, an actual AI that controls random suits of automatons ranging from the size of tiny to planet size. These are sentient beings that can all interact with each other, and they tend to fall to chaos very easily. That's all we know about them. There is a Man of Iron character in the Blackstone Fortress book and game, and his name is UR025, and he pretends to be an Imperial robot. And when people ask him if he's an AI, he simply lies to them, and it's hilarious. And he's done this to multiple tech priests.
There's a great short story about this character that Guy Haley wrote. I actually read it pretty recently. So I do recommend you check that out. It's super cool.
Weirdly enough, I think the crew knows that he's a Man of Iron. He just doesn't mention it because it's not unique to him. It's just like, oh, there's a robot man.
The in-universe Easter egg is that the Men of Iron and the war against the Men of Iron is a reference to the Butlerian Jihad in Dune, which is where they had a battle against AI as well, which is why they use human computers, the mentats, instead of actual computers.
Yep. And then that human computer mentat got turned into a Fallout reference because Fallout wasn't allowed to use real drugs.
That's right. Mentats are in Fallout. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, and they're just conveniently made out of dust.
The Dark Angels have an enslaved battle automata that is related to the Men of Iron, the Exindio class.
Yep.
Which is they only have it in the Heresy. So
they do have them in 40K. They're just so deep in the rock and so locked up that they never really go after them anymore.
Well,
but they are mentioned.
Here's the thing. When it comes to 40K Dark Angels, not 30K, 40K Dark Angels, the secrecy and the secrecy and the obfuscation has reached a level of it's just become institutionalized. Absurd. So even if they say they have one, you can't believe it. You don't know for sure if that's true. I'm not saying the Dark Angels are the Alpha Legion. They're not to that level of uncertainty, but if it's not part of their army list and they say they have it, big grain of salt. Just giant grain of salt.
This comment also, don't the Dark Angels have a load of shackled AI up in the break glass in case of emergency box? So the funniest thing about the Exindio battle automata is that the Dark Angels put blast collars on them because they kill them at the end of battles if they can't catch them. They kind of just like fly and grab them if they can.
They can run amok, and there is a failsafe device that they can field. Okay, so I'm going to drop we're going to end that poll in about 30 seconds. So you get your votes in if you want to about the minor Xeno species. The Exindios are really neat, and they are a remnant of the Men of Iron. So that's why it's one of the reasons why I like 30K Dark Angels so much.
Yeah, they're so badass.
They were given all the weird secret crap that the Emperor didn't want anybody else to know. And they were like, the Emperor's like, okay, I need one legion to go just kill all the things that I don't want anybody to know about. Okay, First Legion, you're up. Go do it.
Ooh, this is a good question.
I don't know. He was fine. He was absolutely fine with Exindios in 30K.
I honestly think he would still be okay with them.
He's very pragmatic.
Yeah,
the Lion is very pragmatic. I think if it suited his needs, he'd do it.
Like that's the whole thing with Lion. When he saw the Primaris Marines, he's just like, okay, like that's it.
Chat says our minor Xeno species that we have as an enmity with is the Men of Iron.
Yes, I knew it.
Good job. Everybody rejoice.
Now we need to figure out what their actual relation with them is. Is it an enemy or is it something
enemy. Absolutely
just an enemy?
Yeah, it has to be an enemy. For this category, it must be an enemy.
I mean, you know what? I'm okay with that.
And now we're moving on to the chapter.
Wait a second. Hawk. Oh, whoops, sorry. Hawk said Men of Iron and Rat Gold tied.
Did they? Okay.
Well, it sounds like both go on the list.
Sounds like both on the list. I think that, Porque no los dos. So you're fighting shark people who are also pirates and AIs, which is scary on both of those things. All right, cool.
That is honestly terrifying.
Go ahead and put a bullet point on there because I just like it better that way. All right, cool. Now we're going to talk about the chapter effectiveness. How effective is our chapter? What does that mean? This means whether we are, this is kind of a measure of our renown. This is a measure of how other chapters see us. Remember, we were talking about the Astral Claws in the episode here on Blackheart and how they were legendary. They were a very highly renowned chapter. This is what I'm talking about. So it doesn't necessarily reflect the truth. Someone could look at the chapter. This is sort of an external viewpoint of the Gorgon's Talons. So the Imperium may look at the Gorgon's Talons and think, yeah, they're okay. Or they might think, hey, you guys are freaking awesome. So
or they might think they're terrible and investigate them.
So I think I'm going to put 4 options here. I'm going to pick the 4 most interesting ones, which I think
you got to put 69% on there.
It's not a percentage. There's 4 options. I'm thinking that the options are secret, that they're just, for whatever reason, nobody knows about them. Legendary, so they're just amazing. People know who they are. Or I guess we'll drop that down to renowned. Renowned, they're widely recognized as being, good at what they do. Competent, which is, they're good, they're fine. And then struggling, I think, is the last one, which is like, yeah, they're those guys, they're a struggle bus. What do you think?
Oof. Yeah, I agree with all of those. I
right.
don't like the idea of this chapter struggling for some reason. Although that leads to some really good stories, especially with the Men of Iron as one of your enemies.
Absolutely.
Like, that just makes total sense. Now, I will point this out. We only have one model of a Man of Iron, and it is the Blackstone Fortress miniature. We don't know what the Extendio Battle Automata looks like. The Horus Heresy card game lists a unit for it, but if you actually Google search that image, it's for another Mechanicum vehicle. So they don't have artwork outside of that, aside from some things from John Blanche that are misconstrued as Men of Iron when they're just Adeptus Mechanicus.
Well, Blanche's stuff is one of the reasons why it's so influential in 40K is because it is open to multiple interpretations.
Yeah.
He's got a very sketchy style. He's got a style that is, more of a concept of a thing than a more fully detailed thing. And often that is really useful for a creative output. Argas the Pillager says, of course, Lorebeards would vote for the Fishmen. That is a common meme for the Lorebeards channel, especially in the fantasy side. The Fishmen.
Yep,
Biofoot is. Go ahead.
They do love their Fishmen.
Yeah, Biofoot's a big Fishman meme supporter, if I remember right. A secret war of robots and sharks, Godzilla Rex 100 says. That sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon from the 80s. Like legit.
Do you know what it actually is? It's the show Street Sharks from a different point of view.
Or Tiger Sharks, which is what I was thinking of, but yeah. That's pretty rad, actually. I'm going to close the poll in 30 seconds, so get your votes in.
From the Ratling's point of view, it's biker mice from Mars.
These poor, I kind of want to look. I want to know more about the Nightingales. I want to know where they found them. Were they part of the homeworld? Are they native to Corvus, or did they come in from somewhere else? Did they settle on Corvus?
We have to put that up to a poll for the community to decide.
Yeah, I guess. But we maybe could bundle that into the Albumens episode. Because
we could, the explanation, but I think for this we might throw them in to see how they got here.
Well, if you want, we can certainly do that. So I'm closing the poll, and it looks like the top answer is. I'm going to double check this time, Hawk. Make sure I didn't get a tie. Okay, there's no tie. It is secret. Our effectiveness is secret. Nobody knows about what our chapter's effectiveness is.
That makes kind of a lot of sense given that one of the enemies is literally one of the forbidden enemies.
I'm writing it meme style because for reasons.
Okay, fair enough. Snow World hobbits.
All right, cool. So now we're on to the well, do we want to do the thing about the ratlings now? Do we want to stick that in now?
Well, I think once we get to the planet, we will.
Okay, fair enough. So now we're on to the chapter history, which we have our major achievements and shameful defeats. We already have a shameful defeat.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Major achievements is the next one, and I will read off some of the options, and we need to narrow this down to 4.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. Hawk, can you, if I give you all of these, could no, it's probably I would need to do this in advance, wouldn't I? Yeah, I probably would. Okay.
Poor Hawk is sitting there like, no.
Yeah, like if I ask him to do this, he's gonna be like, "Oh my god," he's gonna tear out his hair. So
you're just gonna hear somebody break open your door.
There are 10 options. There are 10 options for the major achievements. Purging of a Hellforge. So fighting the Dark Mechanicum, although that would also qualify, I think, for Men of Iron.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. We got to put that one on the list.
All right, Purge of a Hellforge is on the list. Defense of a Shrine World.
I don't see these guys getting along with the sisters.
Or the Ecclesiarchy in general.
Yeah, because they're mutants.
Suppression of a Sector Rebellion.
Nah.
Extermination of a Gene Stealer cult.
Not off the table. That's a maybe.
Okay. Assault on a Dark Eldar Spire. So they.
Oh, I do love that.
Okay, so Dark Eldar Spire and Hellforge. Annihilation of a War Boss.
That gives us an orc to name.
Liberation of a Long Lost Planet.
I do like that one.
Breaking of a Demonic Incursion.
Nah.
Victory in a Black Crusade.
Well, where they're at, no, it wouldn't make too much sense.
Chosen by a Primarch. The chapter was chosen by one of the Emperor's sons to perform a crucial mission, and against all odds, the mission was successful.
Would Corvus have the foresight for this?
I'm thinking Gilliman. I'm thinking it's Era Indomitus. Or the Lion.
It could be the Lion.
It could be the Lion. And he loves secrets.
And these guys do have a secret war. Let's put that one on the list too.
All right. So let me make sure I've got this straight as I go over to the thing. I need you to talk about purging of a Hellforge or the assault on a Dark Eldar Spire, because people probably don't know what that is.
Okay, so what a Hellforge is. If you played the Rogue Trader RPG, the video game one, you actually do go into a Hellforge and you do purge it. It's absolutely amazing. That game is the GOAT. Like it is so good. But what a Hellforge is typically it is a hi Kovu. Where are you? You're behind me. But what a Hellforge is usually where different mechanical creatures and vehicles of the Chaos Forces or Renegade Guard Forces who have demonic allies make all of their equipment. You'll see things like Helldrakes being built here, the Dreadclaw drop pods being built, the Mauler Fiends, Defilers.
Yeah, it's a Dark Mechanicum stronghold. It's basically a evil version of a Forge World.
And then the Men of Iron version of it would probably just be them recreating the Men of Iron.
Are you familiar with Unicron?
It is Unicron.
Are you familiar with any Transformers lore? And the Dark Eldar, of course, they are raiders and pirates who operate out of the Webway. There's a place called Cormorag, the Dark City, and there are spires within Cormorag. So a raid into Cormorag to destroy a Dark Eldar spire would be pretty rad, actually, to get out. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen.
I can't make the joke.
Okay.
A second battle barge has hit.
Oh, no, you definitely
That's where I'll stop.
can't. You cannot. We don't want to get demonetized. Arcast the Pillager says, shame there's no orcs in the poll. Face Flaya could have made his move to the 41st millennium. Is Face Flaya from the fantasy side of Lorebeards?
I have no idea.
It's a cool name. I'm supposing it sounds like he may be coming over from the other side there. So the poll is up for what our major achievement is, and we're going to get that going here shortly. What do you think? How do you think the lion would look at our chapter?
So at first he would look at it and be like, this chapter needs to be purged. They're all mutants. But then maybe once he starts learning that they're secretive, he might use them to his advantage.
Hawk says Face Flaya is a Lorebeards original character. That's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Face Flaya was the war boss who fought a Narian in his What If. Oh, that's a hell of a war boss. All right, 30 seconds before I close the poll, so get your votes in. Yeah, the fantasy side, they do a lot of fun What Ifs. We will never catch up because that's the nature of the beast. We started out several years behind them, but eventually we will have enough of our own What Ifs that we will have our own. We're building our own lore as we go, which is pretty great. Mm-hmm. According to this, Face Flaya, Coops 2788 says Face Flaya was a orc boss who killed the White Dwarf and the Witch King in an alternate reality where a Narian didn't die. Oh, that's pretty rad.
Damn.
Yeah, if you know fantasy lore, that's freaking awesome. So here we go. We're going to end the poll. No tie. Okay. It is Purge of the Hellforge.
Oh, hell yeah. So it's the Men of Iron. Now, is it the Men of Iron, or did they purge a Dark Mechanicus one?
It's up to you.
Oh, that's a 50-50. Do we want to do a poll on that?
You're killing me today. You realize?
Yeah, but you're
just murdering me with all these polls.
I am murdering you. I am making you do all the work.
Make a decision.
I don't make decisions. You should hear me when I ask for lunch.
Oh no, you're one of those people. That always used to be like, when I was in the office at Fantasy Flight, we'd be like, what do you want for lunch? And somebody would be like, I don't know. What do you want? I'm like, that's not helpful.
No. Okay. Here's the trick. This is what you ask instead. Hey, we're going to your favorite place. And then you wait.
Ooh, okay. All right. I think, yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I'm not going to read that one, but that's funny.
Hawk's correct.
Hawk is correct. I'm going to say Men of Iron. I think it's more interesting. We've already got
it is.
We've already got the link
there. Oh, now here's an even cooler question. Is this Hellforge a ship or on a planet?
I think it has to be a planet.
So it's almost the size of, like, what are we thinking? A hive city?
Small moon. That's no moon.
Small moon. When all of a sudden an orc one appears next to it.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's got to be a planet. We'll say stronghold on a planet.
Okay.
So it's not an entire planet. It is a hive city-esque or mountain range-esque type of situation. Or it even could be like one of those cool orbital plates that they talk about in 40K.
Yeah.
Like an orbital plate would be pretty rad.
Or the orbital ring.
Orbital ring? Orbital ring. That makes sense. We'll make it an orbital ring. So this is an orbital ring that they destroyed, which is actually really cool. And you can imagine that being pretty rad. Not a world engine. Our guest, the Pillager, he says it's World Engine 2.0. No, it's not a world engine. Oh God. That's a whole Necron thing. I don't want to get into it. But can the planet move? Godzilla asks. No. I think let's not do that. Let's not go there.
But it can transform.
They had a halo ring that they blew up. The Hawk says, yeah, basically that's what we're talking.
Yeah, kind of.
So that's pretty cool. I think we've got a heck of an interesting bit here. Okay, so our battle cry is our bird-like clicking and screeching.
I do have one question for chat real quick. Chat, what is the name of the Hellforge?
Oh, okay.
I need a cool name for this. And I'm
Right.
just trusting you guys with this. So give me some cool ideas.
All right. We will come back to this when chat gives you something that you like.
Yep.
In the meantime, I was just going to point out that our battle cry is bird-like clicking and speech. Our livery is sky blue, teal, and purple. It's got that cool graphic design that our friend now I can't remember his name. Is it Daniel? Denied?
No, it was Divide.
Divide. Yeah, Divide made for us. Thank you. All right, so now we're down to the names of our special ranks. We've got our chapter master, Grim Isaac. We don't have a master sanctity. We do not have a master of the forge. We have two. Go ahead.
I still think the head of the chapter, the chaplains, should have been called the Master of Insanity.
For the Blood Angels, certainly that would make a lot of sense. And there's other chapters where it would make a lot of sense as well, but I'm just going to stick with that. We don't have a Master of the Forge. We do have two Apothecary masters. We have the actual Master Apothecary, and we have the Master Nightingale.
Yep.
Florence Bittern is the Master Nightingale, and Marius Sokola is our Master Apothecary. Our Chief Librarian is named Daring. We don't have a first company captain. We have a second company captain, the Master of the Watch, Master Harris. We have nobody for the third company. Master of the Fleet, fourth company is Forrest Rocos is the best I can do for that. Sorry. We don't have anybody for fifth, sixth, or seventh company. Eighth company, our Lord Executioner is Gorgon Z Skarmory, who has a signature weapon, and that's a hammer made from the armor of Fallen Iron Warriors.
It's Gorgon Z Skarmory. It's the Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it being Pokemon.
Yeah. It took me a second, and he sent me a message and showed me, and it's the Gen 2 bird. It's a steel bird.
It's a bird. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We don't have anybody for the ninth company. The Master of Recruits for the 10th company is Coleman Canarius, which is such a great name.
Yep.
We do have a named Tech Marine, Bastillon Ubel. He could be the Master of the Forge if somebody wants to make him the Master of the Forge.
That's true.
And we have a Dreadnought named Dodo. And there's an option for an Inquisitor who may be working with the chapter, although that seems... It would have to be a pretty radical Inquisitor, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Radical, dude.
So radical. And then we could talk about our specific units, recruitment methods, chapter serfs, homework culture, and naval assets. But do you have a name that you like for the Hellforge?
So we have a few names here.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if there's one that just speaks to me. I kind of like this one.
Sheffield?
Yeah.
I think that's a joke about Sheffield, England, which is an industrial hub, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Is that true, Argas? Is that actually just Sheffield, England?
I'm really curious about that one now too, like, because that would be hilarious. We blew up Sheffield. We're still waiting. We'll never know.
We'll never know. But it's a cool name. I love it. All right. So we are now going
or
to
the other name.
Bob.
which is the name of Earth 2. Also, they got back to us and said yes, it is. So that's going to be the name of the Hellforge.
I suspected it was just Sheffield, England.
Yep.
I've been to England a few times, but I've only ever visited Nottingham. So, or excuse me, Nottingham. I was taught that in England they don't pronounce the ham. It's not like H-A-M. I mean, it's spelled H-A-M, but it's Nottingham. Not ham.
I'm gonna pronounce the ham because I like ham.
Well, you should have seen me trying to explain how Maryland is pronounced in American. And they're like, "Do you mean Maryland?" And I was like,
"Yeah."
I'm so sorry. Yes.
Or Arkansas.
Oh my God! Right, that one. Oh, or don't get me started on Louisville.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I lived there for a while. All right, so do we want to talk about maybe some specific units?
Yeah. So we know that they're going to be a Codex compliant chapter. They are post Indominus Crusade, which means that they have the Primaris equivalents.
Mm-hmm. Which also means the Rubicon could have been used to
help fix some of the burn
yeah.
or make it more radical.
Well, it's far more likely to kill you than it is to make it worse.
That's true.
With the Rubicon. So I would imagine that any named character probably went through the Rubicon, which is true for all Space Marine named characters. Right,
yeah, they all survived it. It was fine.
Sure. So the named characters get the Rubicon, but the rest of the chapter just gets fleshed out with gray shields from the Indominus Crusade, and that's how that works, I think.
And then eventually, the ones that weren't Primaris get Primaris in time.
Well, they just get replaced, really.
Yeah, as they die.
All right, so specific units. I think we have to have an assault squad, like with
we
cool
definitely
wings,
need
right?
to have an assault intercessor squad. A jump pack intercessor squad. Sorry, that's what they're called now.
All right, I will change that name. We have a jump pack intercessor squad.
Oh, it has to be. I know the name of it. It's the Iron Furies.
Nice, I love it.
Like,
love it.
It's their equivalent of Vanguard veterans.
Yeah, I love it. And do they, are we talking storm shields and hammers? Or are we talking lightning claws?
Lightning claws, because it's like the unique unit from Heresy.
Those are called Dark Furies. Yep. So they are honoring their one of their parent chapters. Actually, both. They're honoring both their parent chapters with this. It's mixed lightning claws and thunder hammers to do both.
So the sergeant has the thunder hammer.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. There you go. The Iron Furies. Love it. That's a great one.
Oh,
Hawk mod privilege. Oh, he's pulling out the mod card.
All right, we give it to them.
Hawk has earned it.
yeah, definitely.
Hawk has more than earned it. All right, buddy. Third company captain is yours. Sarkhan Accipiter. What a great name. I love it. Accipiter would be. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All I was going to say is it could also be an ultramarine, but go ahead.
Yeah. My joke was going to be somebody is going to get us with a D's and Nuts joke, and I am so worried about reading it because I know that I am dumb enough to get got by it.
Is it the new one, the 6-7 meme where they get you with that one?
Yeah.
6th company, 7th company.
Although I think that fad is dying out already.
Is it? Okay, well, it may be. But yeah, Hawk, good name, and grant you on that one. Do we have just one notable specific unit, or do we have another one?
Okay.
Now, typically there is a special name for the first company of a chapter. They have, like in the Storm Wardens, they're called the Inheritors. It's the first company.
Yeah, so we need a special name for our first company. Oh, what do we call them? Because it's gotta be like, I want it to be more Iron Hands than Ravens, because we've been dipping into the Ravens a lot.
Well, they are. They unfortunately are expressing a lot of avian because of the
because the burbs,
the unstable gene seed.
What do we call them? All right, so let's. I see what the Iron Talons is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like the Iron Talons.
Steel Wing.
We steal one from the Dark Angels. Iron Wing.
Well, Deathwing. That's what I was thinking. But yeah,
we can't do that.
You're right. Iron Talons is pretty good though. Although Iron Furies.
My God, that is it.
The Forged Flock. Sold.
Yeah, that is so good. Dowie, forever you won this one. That's good. So first company is called the Forged Flock.
Nice. Nice. And they are smiths, they are artisans as well. Well, not artisans. They maybe forge their own weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. They have artificer weapons on all of their characters.
Yeah.
In the first company. Yeah, that forge flock was such a good idea.
Love it. All right. Do we stop there or do we keep
Iron
going?
Talon Terminators?
Well, that's the first company, but I mean, we
Yeah.
could certainly have there. The Death Guard has 2 different types of Terminators, so
Yep,
why not?
that is true. We have the Wolf Guard Terminators of the Space Wolves. They only have 1 though. What would be the like unique thing of our like? What is the unique thing from Heresy of the Iron Warriors?
I mean, siege tactics. They have
Yeah, like their special unit.
oh,
It's the
Dominators.
Terminators. Yeah.
No, that's Iron Hands.
Oh.
Gorgons are the Iron Hands Terminators.
Yeah, so we have to have like some type of Gorgon Terminator.
Medusa liths or snake hair. What's the third? There's this other sister, right? There's Gorgon, Medusa, and there's one more. Is it Eurali?
I think it's Eurali. I'm not sure. My study into that is piss poor. Gorgon and Raven Guard mixed.
Oh, so it's Eurali and Cethano are the 2. So Eurali's or Cethanos would be a good one too to do that with.
All right, so I like that.
What do you want to call them?
Well, why don't we just call them that? Eurali Terminators. The thing that makes them different is they have a grenade launcher on their back, not a cyclone missile launcher. They all have a grenade launcher.
Well, grenade launchers were part of Heresy era Terminators for sure. So
yeah.
All right. All right, cool. There you go. What kind of grenades? Crack frag, vortex, smoke, hot haywire,
antifungal.
Actually, haywire grenades would make a lot of sense.
Yes, it would.
I think haywire grenades.
Special and haywire grenades.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah,
so
Hawk points out it's haywire versus Men of Iron.
Yeah, so these guys were developed to fight the Men of Iron.
Cool. Yeah. Well, they can fight a lot of things, frankly. Haywire is useful against a lot. It's not just Men of Iron or robots. It's vehicles.
Well, yeah, but
dreadnoughts.
My thought is during the war against the Men of Iron, they developed these Terminators, similar to how the Ball Predator came to be during a war, or the Flamestorm. Well, the Land Raider Redeemer during the War of the Beast.
Yeah. I think that gives us some really good specific units there. I think we should move on to recruitment methods. What do you think?
So recruitment methods are going to be weird because how the heck do birds recruit people? Do they just like fly over them and pick them up?
Well, so they have direct rule over their homeworld, and the homeworld, even though it's Death World, just like Fenris, just like Catachan, can have a thriving population.
Yep.
So they could recruit directly from Corvus, or they might recruit from other worlds. They might even have recruitment ships that travel to a particular sector or a particular system.
So like the Dark Angels do, where they just fly around picking people up.
That's how it's done.
So here's a question for you, Ross. How does your chapter do this?
The Storm Wardens, they have direct rule over a planet called Sacris, and they recruit from the tribes of Sacris, who see it as an honor to be chosen by the Sky Warriors.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
It's very their homeworld culture has strongly influenced the chapter itself. So it's Scottish samurai, guys with woad paintings on their faces and katanas in their hands.
Oh yeah.
Well, Micah points out, says the planet has populace, and maybe the aspirant has to kill a giant peacock monster.
So
they have to kill the emperor penguins. Giant
So
penguins could be dangerous, actually.
yes, they can be. With my chapter, the Sons of Garo, what they do for recruitment methods is as they're on their pilgrimages back to certain chapters and everything, they stop along at each planet and they listen to the people and the tales that they tell, and they take heroes' children. Which keep in mind, this is the Imperium, so the hero might just actually be a mass murderer who had a kid, and they would take that kid. They don't really discriminate too much, but they listen and try to take people who want to give their child over to the Space Marines themselves, willing sacrifices, and then throw a bunch of organs in them and hope for the best.
I like that it's got a narrative aspect. Like it's not just the toughest and strongest. It's like, no, this kid, if you tell a good story, this
Yeah.
is a child of heroes. That's really cool. I dig that.
Well, because I took inspiration from the Ultramarines doing the Olympics.
Yeah, they do.
Where it's like, that's really cool. That fits the whole aesthetic of Ultramarines. And I wanted something that fits the religious aspect of my chapter where they're on a pilgrimage. Of course they're gonna take people in. Like priests used to take from families, their kids to join the choirs.
Well, our chapter might have something to do with secrets. It might have something to do with killing a massive peacock. It might have something to do with
I think it's good. One of the options has to be fights a giant burb.
Okay. All right. So we're polling this one now, clearly.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. How do the Raven Guard recruit? They just do it off their home world, right?
Yeah, well,
and they go for criminals.
Well, it is common. Their home world is called Deliverance. It's a moon of an actual world. Oh, wait, we've got a super chat.
Nope.
Dire penguins. We have a super chat.
Yeah.
We're clicking at the same time.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, we did it. We're professionals.
Ricky Chapman 3377 says Apotidae for the Master of the Forge. It is in reference to swiftlets who build nests out of spit. These are the nests that are made into bird nest soup.
Oh yeah, this is really cool.
I did not know. Was not aware of that. All right, so Master of the Forge, right? Is that what he said?
Yep, Master of the Forge.
All right, so that is this guy up here, and it is Apotidae.
If somebody picks the chaplain, they have to call him Chaplain and say no.
No, they don't.
You could do it. You have the power.
No, they don't. That's not a requirement. All right, so Dire Penguins, that's somebody saying Age of Wonders, maybe. I think yeah. There is a game that has Dire Penguins as a troop type. I think it may be this one. He's talking about Age of Wonders.
I have no idea.
And Ricardo Andre says they recruit from the freed population from Deliverance, freed by Corvus, the old prison population, and Kievar. Kievar is the name of the planet that Deliverance orbits. Supplies the chapter's armory as their personal forge world. Thank you, Ricardo Andre. I appreciate the backup because I was right. I was right about that. Ooh. Yes, Age of Wonders 4. I was correct. Boom. Look at that. Hey, look at me flexing my
Oh, heck yeah, you did it.
All right, so I need to go back and do this poll about the recruitment options. How does our chapter recruit? And one of the options is killing a giant bird.
Yep. Killing a giant bird. Planetary offering, like the families actually give the children up to the chapter.
Okay.
And then they throw the girls into volcanoes.
Some kind of contest, or
yeah, a contest.
It could be like a. So our world is oceanic, and with archipelagos. So it could be some sort of sailing contest. It could be a swimming contest. It could be a diving.
The tuning exams from Naruto.
Are you serious about this? Oh, please don't tell me you're serious about that.
Okay, look, at first I wasn't, but now I'm actually thinking about it. We already have giant birds.
Well, the stealth aspect would apply. Oh, it could be some sort of stealth challenge.
Oh my god, we're actually doing the tuning exams.
I like a stealth challenge. I mean, I'm not gonna, it's ninja related. It's ninja adjacent for sure. Stealth challenge. All right. And we need one more option.
Oh, this one is much better
Collect an
than the
egg.
kill the bird.
Well, I think kill the bird needs to be there because that's very 40K.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
is.
the salamanders, they have to go out and like face
The
drakes.
space wolves.
Space wolves have to face some kind of creature of Fenris, so it's possible. But fishing contest, Godzilla says.
I mean, that is a thing. Like the hunt for the Krakens on Fenris is a thing. Maybe a really dangerous treasure hunt to find secrets. That's the tuning exams.
All right, so the poll's up. You guys can vote on what it's going to be for our recruitment. Let me make sure I've got the correct section here up. So, yeah, we're recruiting. Right. We're recruiting from the population that likes and subscribes to the channel. Litchlerk here says, you know what? It's never a bad time to remind people to like and subscribe. We appreciate everybody who subscribes to our channel, and likes do help us get more visibility. So sure, why not? But yes.
Also, I want to remind everyone that for a $5 donation, you can name any unnamed character that is in our lists, or you can create one of your own. If there is a character already in the list, for a $10 donation, you could either be the character before them that died, or the character that was there died and you are their successor. Yeah.
So most of the time, to be clear, when you're doing a recruitment for Space Marine chapters, it's basically a fight club. They put a whole bunch of adolescent boys into an arena, and the last ones standing are the ones that are like, yep, they're worthy.
And then sometimes they don't do blood tests and throw a bunch of organs in there, and then you die.
Some chapters prefer like a survival hike or a trek through environmental hazards like deserts or mountains. This is where Fenris comes in because they throw their guys out into the snow on the Fang, or what they call the Ayet. The Blood Angels have different ways of doing it depending on which planet, but one of them is a flight competition according to Rush 21129. I believe them. oh, like a Red Bull flight competition.
That'd be awesome.
That would be wild.
It's not Red Bull, it's Red Bale.
Red Bale. Red Bale gives you wings. I mean, it fits right in, doesn't it? Jesus. So Ricardo Andre.
Blood Bowl has like that kind of humor. 40K definitely does.
Oh, it should. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds more in the poll, and I'm going to read this comment from Ricardo Andre. Interesting reflection between Conrad and Corvus. The Night Lords recruited from the most fit of Nostromo, both gangs and non-gangs, and the warp-capable Forge Moon of Ulan Huda supplied the Legion directly. So he's saying that Corvus recruited from Deliverance and used Kievar as the Forge World, whereas Conrad used Nostromo to recruit from, and then Ulan Huda, the moon, was his Forge World. That's interesting. Yeah, it's like it's a weird reflection there. That is cool. I had not considered that until you brought it up. And they are very similar in a lot of ways, those two characters. So yeah, dig it. All right, I'm going to close that poll, and we'll see what the answer is.
Red Grox.
All right, the top answer is collect an egg.
Ooh,
collecting an egg from a dangerous avian.
I do like that quite a bit. Oh my god. We will try to figure that out. I promise you, we will try to figure it out.
So Ricky Chapman says, also a reminder to react to a fan with too much time, Star Wars versus Warhammer series. I appreciate you bringing it up. It's just, it's tough because it's an audio thing, and I'm interested. It's just, I don't know when we got to prioritize some of the, obviously more lore related content for this channel before we get into some of that things, but I will keep it in mind. I promise you I'll keep it in mind. Thank you for the super chat.
So supporting the channel.
Yeah, it does. It does that. It really does that. So we know what our recruitment methods are. The only real so chapter serfs are pretty much, there's not a lot of difference between how chapter serfs are utilized in Space Marine culture, like across chapters. They are the functionaries, the servants, they are the vehicle drivers, they are loaders, they are the armorers, they're the equerries, they're the gophers, they're the guys who pilot and control almost the majority of the ship based gear, weapons, shields, engine rooms, etc.
Hmm.
The real
So
difference is, I think the main thing we need to decide here is how they're treated within. Are they looked at as honored allies, slaves, or like there's a lot of different ways to look at them.
my thing for this was, are they as well trained as like the Ultramarine chapter serfs, which
Yeah,
are amazing and can actually fight alongside the Space Marines if needed during, like, boarding actions, of course.
I,
Or are they treated like the World Eaters, where they're just in the way?
a lot of chapters treat them as if they're in the way. The Black Templars also train their guys up pretty good. The chapter
Yep.
serfs. Um, yeah, the Ultramarines are probably the best place to be a chapter serf. You are considered a vital part of the chapter. You're not just like, go fetch me some wine. But if you're a chapter serf in other chapters, especially like the Iron Hands, per se,
Yeah.
you're just kind of in the way, and you best not speak unless spoken to.
The Dark Angels lobotomize most of their serfs. Like, if they're
Oh,
not useful, they're gone.
Lichloik here says, "How is the office culture?" Yes, that's what we're talking
That's
about.
that is but it is important to the chapter overall, because while we might see them as like these stoic hero types, we got to remember the setting of 40K. Like, it is one of my favorite things to actually discuss, is the, bureaucracy of 40K and things like the logistics of 40K. Like, without chapter serfs, Space Marines are going to run out of ammunition very quickly. Like,
Their
the
ships
chapters,
won't work.
yeah, the ships will not work. But chapter serfs are also the ones that are loading all of the utility drop pods that go down to the planet to rearm the Space Marines. So it's like, without them, the Space Marines would run out of ammunition, their power swords would run out of energy, and they would just get overrun and die.
When a Space Marine puts on his armor, he's not physically putting it on; the serfs are putting it on him.
Yep. They are
So,
squire, slave, uh, servant, and
gopher.
everything.
Yeah, it just depends on what the chapter is and what they need. Uh, Obviously,
For the
again,
most part, they are human.
oh yeah, they are human. They are absolutely human.
Yeah.
Serfs. So in case anybody doesn't know, where do chapter serfs come from? Well, we just talked about their recruitment method. You send out for our chapter, for the Gorgon's Talons, they're sending out 30, 40, 50 adolescent boys into the wild, into the oceans, to find this egg from a dangerous avian creature. And the ones that come back with the egg, they're like, cool, you get to be a Space Marine. The ones that don't come back with the egg, but survive, they're like, cool, you're now a chapter serf. Also, chapter serfs are those who are rejected by the implants, or fail to fully incorporate all the surgical and genetic upgrades that turn you from a human into a Space Marine. So serfs can be kind of in that liminal zone between human and Space Marine. They can have some of the upgrades, but not all,
Some
because they might be
chapters,
rejected.
yeah. Some chapters will even add augmetics to their serfs to do their jobs better.
Iron
A lot of
Hands.
the times, yes, but a lot of the times they'll hand their serfs that have failed over to the Adeptus Mechanicus so that they could be reused as servitors, which is
That's
horrific.
yeah, that's I don't think that's common. That sounds like an Iron Hands kind of thing.
It's an Iron Hands and Dark Angel thing.
Dark Angels lobotomize them too, yeah, because of the secrets.
Yep. You saw the inside of our spaceship? Tisk tisk lobotomy.
Micah points out it is kind of an internal shame. Now you have to serve those who succeeded in what you have failed. Yes.
Yep.
No, serfs are different from ratlings. Ratlings are allies. Remember, you don't
Yeah,
treat
they
you don't treat your allies like slaves unless you don't want them to be allies for very long.
yeah, they are honored, they are welcomed at the table. The serfs sit over in the corner.
All right, so
Depending. You guys might change the way that the chapter treats them.
yeah, let's engage with that. Let's get into the poll. So what is our chapter's culture? Can you talk a bit more about one of these other options while I do set up this poll?
Okay, so homeworld?
Sure.
Yeah. So you guys live on a planet, right? Well, I certainly hope so, because otherwise you're in space somewhere. And that isn't cool. There's no oxygen there. Anyway, jokes aside, homeworld culture is really dependent on the different chapters of Space Marines. For instance, Blood Angels have a pretty okay home. The Ultramarines have probably the best. That's really, if you were in 40K, that's kind of where you want to go. You want to be in the Ultramar segmentum. More specifically, you want to be on one of the named planets and not one of the random 500 worlds. But the Ultramarines planets are beautiful, filled with architecture and beautiful art, and they idolize the Space Marines. They have this whole warrior culture, but it's relatively peaceful. Where other chapter cultures might do more criminal activity or encourage more criminality, such as like Necromunda for the Imperial Fist, though the connection between them is very loosey goosey at this point. But some chapters fly, some homeworld cultures, like the Rock, is very secretive. It's not really a homeworld; it's more like a home ship. But you get what I mean. It's a big giant space station at this point. And some planets are ruled by an iron fist. Case in point, Medusa, which is in like if you step out of line, you're just killed. Like you are just gone. Everything has to be exact and perfect. So it really depends where you end up in the entirety of Warhammer 40K. Sister Battle homeworlds are very nice and very well.
Depends.
Yeah.
Depends. There's so many shrine worlds and ecclesiarchal strongholds.
Yeah. Some are good.
Gary Gearinson points out stream idea for any Lorebeards hosted any combination. Warhammer is a horror setting. Yes, I would like to discuss this. I would like to discuss this.
I want demons in 40K to be written as horror villains. Like, I want a Slanesh cult, like, hunting a person down the entire book, but it's written as a detective novel, like a horror detective novel, where the detective is trying to figure out all of them, this gruesome murder, but in reality, the cult is actually trying to lure him in with these clues and everything. And as he's going in, he's actually completing a ritual, and then at the end, he gets sacrificed. Like, I love horror. I'm a big fan of horror, especially where the villain wins.
So really quick, the poll will be closing in 30 seconds, so make sure you get your votes in. Gary Gearinson says also, as part of it, speak about Peter Fehervari and the Dark Coil. So we did learn about this. This is in the Discord. Peter Fehervari is a Black Library author who's written a number of short stories and a number of books, none of which I've read yet, but I will. I plan to read them, Gary Gearinson, I promise you. We will, once I read one, I will definitely be mentioning and announcing it on here on the show. The problem is there's just so many freaking Black Library novels, but I will keep my eyes open, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you defining that for me on Discord, because he was like, hey, this is the guy I'm talking about. These are the books I'm talking about. Last thing I would say here is that you can make a strong argument that Warhammer is a horror setting and always has been.
Yes. except to the orcs.
The orcs are fairly immune from horror, except for being horror. The War of the Beast shows orcs as a far more horrific threat than they usually are portrayed. And in the Heresy era, which is only a little bit before War of the Beast, they were less tongue-in-cheek, less humorous, far more bestial, far more dangerous, far more horrific.
Yeah.
But that's what I'll say about that. All right, poll is now closed. And the chat has chosen that our chapter serfs are highly trained allies.
All right, let's go.
That's right. Hey, we got a decent corporate culture here. We're like a family. Oh God, I hate it when people say that in corporations.
You know, yeah. I worked in healthcare for a few years in America, and oh my God.
Did you really?
I worked at
Wow.
a call center, and it was
Ugh.
terrible.
Okay, so what is our homeworld culture? The planet Corvus, as we know, is a oceanic world with glaciers and archipelagos of ice. It is a fairly unforgiving planet. It is a death world.
Yeah.
So usually that breeds a very tough or aggressive or belligerent culture.
Yeah, it kind of does. Well, it depends. Do we have like are the inhabitants of the planet living in like huts? Are they living in shacks, or are they living in actual like strong iron constructions?
Yeah, are they technically like the people of Fenris are? They basically live like Iron Age Vikings, whereas the people on Catachan, they have access to all the technology of the Imperium.
Yeah,
So
so we got to figure out the tech level of our place. I think you've played Frostgrave, right?
I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
I think it's very much like that, where it's hellish, but there's still civilization.
Hmm.
Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah, I mean, one way to go is to make it. For a second there, I thought you were like it's like a D&D world. It's like there's
No.
adventurers and adventuring guilds, and I was like, oh, well, that's kind of interesting, actually. Like,
I mean, that would be super cool.
But I think you're thinking more. There's obviously so post-apocalyptic is one option. You know, it's Bale is an example of a post-apocalyptic culture on a homeworld.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got the Iron Age fantasy Vikings of Fenris. You get the full technology. That's 3 options.
Yep.
What's
our fourth option?
Yeah, what is our 4th option?
I'm thinking something like Jurassic Park, where they have like facilities down there and all the creatures are on the loose and they're just studying them.
Okay. What is our homeworld's technology like?
And heck yeah, we just added a whole new category to this.
Jurassic Park.
And the idea for this one is that they study the animals so that they could better learn them and better take them down. Which then this knowledge gets passed on to the recruits, which then gets passed on to the Space Marines, which helps them take down larger beasts when they're fighting like Tyranids and shit.
All right, that poll is now up. You guys can vote on the homeworld culture's technology level. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because it's easier to have context for what the culture's like if we know what their technology is like. If they're out there fishing from huts like Eskimos, I'm sorry, like the Inuit. Apologies, I'm an 80s kid, so I sometimes will say inappropriate things we didn't know was inappropriate at the time. If the Inuit tribe, like fishing through the ice, or it could be like it could even be feudal, like it could be like actual knights riding around on horses. That was Caliban. Caliban's culture was like that. Oh, we've got a super chat from N7 Greenfire. Love this name. Maybe all girl serfs are the high potential candidates who aren't boys with high-end weaponry like lots of Meltas.
I kind of like this idea. Or they're drafted to the Imperial Navy.
That would depend on the technology level. Because you don't want to send a caveman up to a Navy ship.
Look, you don't want to send a caveman. I do. Hit thing with Sky Spear. Got it.
Oh, here's so I want to address this as a super chat. It's a really cool idea, and I think so. The problem is I I hate to be that guy. I really do. Unfortunately, you just can't have girl serfs because serfs are only failed aspirants and only males can be aspirants. This it's not me. I didn't make this up. All right. Don't blame me for this. This is just the lore. But having an all-female squad of Meltas being like an auxiliary force is pretty great. And if that's something you would like, I think we can include it.
Yeah, that could be one of our special units.
Yeah. Like an allied Astra Militarum force. I mean, if our chapter can field ratlings, why not a squad of female Astra Militarum with women Astra Militarum with
or it's just a planetary defense force.
They have to, oh, you know what? They could have. Well, it's a chapter homeworld though, so do they really need a PDF?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Okay, I'll tell you what, Alexis, you decide. What are they? Where are they from? And how do we put them in? I think that's the best way to handle this, is let you do it.
Okay. So you're putting it all on me, so chat hates me. Got it. I'm joking. The way I would do this, because I do like the inclusion and I like representation on the tabletop, obviously. I would add them as a planetary defense force unit that has a leader that is part of a command retinue. Similar to how they're doing with Captain Titus and Huron Blackheart, where they do have women represented, but they're not Space Marines, or in Huron's, female Space Marines. Also, Gary Garrison is pointing out that we do have female serfs in novels.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where they come from. That's an interesting idea. I'm really curious where they come from, Gary Garrison, because serfs are failed aspirants, and you have to be male to be an aspirant. Unless it's somehow like they snuck into it pretending to be a boy. Like, I don't know.
That actually did happen in an Ultramarine novel. A woman won the Olympics and they didn't know what to do. and then that book went absolutely nowhere because I think GW just cut it off.
Yeah, you know what? I'm down. So we have a planetary defense force unit. Thank you, Gary Garrison. Sorry, N7 Greenfire. Thank you, N7 Greenfire, for that idea. That was really cool. I did see something else I really liked here from Rush 21129. Says requiring rogue traders to import new beasts for the Jurassic Park.
Oh, I do like that.
That's cool, isn't it?
So if we get the Jurassic Park choice, that's going to be one of the things that the chapter master requests all these new beasts be brought to the planet to be studied.
Well, the poll is over, and the winner is. All right, Hawk, my poll is screwed up. What's the winner of this one? I can't read it.
And the winner is I can't.
Oh, there it is. It just took a while. It's Jurassic Park by 61%. 61%. They move in herds. They do move in herds.
They move like birds. They move like birds.
They move in flocks. Oh, I love it. All right, so our homeworld culture is our technology level.
It's like the way I'm imagining it is it's a xenos biologist like research center. Does that make sense? The Tyranids would like this planet from all the different all the interesting biomorphs.
Well, it would have to be to study this. You'd have to have Adeptus Mechanicus involved, because it would be technological, right?
That is true.
So the tech enclaves would not be Mechanicus, because you can't recruit. Space Marines cannot recruit from the Mechanicus. You know why? They're an allied empire. They're not actually under the they're not part of the same thing.
That is true. But they could just have tech adepts on the planet that started it.
Sure. With Mechanicus support.
Yeah, there we go. Now it makes lore sense.
Researching the wildlife. These enclaves are surrounded by dangerous alien creatures living on or near the archipelagos. So the archipelagos would have to be where the tech enclaves are.
Oh my god, it's literally Jurassic Park. I love it.
Yeah, they're islands. We have Isla Nublar now.
Yep. I love it.
All right, so that gives us a pretty good idea of the home world, which is really neat. I like that. Oh wait, we got divide art. Got to go to sleep. So dope that the JP Jurassic Park option one monster burbs. Yes, thank you, David. Divide. I'm gonna get it right one of these days.
It's okay. It's because of me. I blame me.
Micah points out birds are pretty much dinosaurs, so it works.
I mean, if we really wanted to get into what a dinosaur actually is versus what a bird is versus what a lizard is, there are smarter people than me.
Rush 21129 points out the female squad could be elite game wardens that travel and support with the chapter or on the homeworld.
That's it. That's perfect. We made not Jurassic Park, and the dinosaurs riding Eldar are still nowhere to be found. They shooed the Eldar off of their own mounts and took the mounts. All birds are dinosaurs. Yes, that is true. They are non-avian. Well, there are avian dinosaurs, and then there are the quadruped ones that are more closer to reptiles.
It gets funky with the way those two species are related. Anyway, so the last thing we need to cover here is our naval assets, which is basically we know we have certain ships. Okay, we know we have a Vanguard light cruiser, a battle barge, and a strike cruiser. We know that for sure. Okay.
So
wait, Ricardo. Actually, oh god, actually, the AdMech is an Adeptus and therefore under the throne directly. No. Nice try. No, the Treaty of Olympus that the Emperor did with the Mechanicus back in the Heresy era, or pre-Heresy era, actually, gave them autonomy. It was a major part of that treaty was that they had autonomy. They are an Adeptus, yes. In 40K, they are an Adeptus and not something outside of the Adeptus, but it doesn't mean that this is why the Ecclesiarchy can't go burn them for being Omnissiah worshippers. Yep. They're an allied empire. They are separate. They have their own everything. They have their own inquisitors even.
Yep. They even have their own guild of assassins and saints.
Yeah, which is weird. Anyway, so that I see where you're coming from. Nice try, but no, they are not technically under the throne. They are under the Omnissiah, who they believe is also the Emperor. It is, I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, it's technically correct because the Emperor is also the Omnissiah. Okay, fine. Technically correct is the best kind of correct. Technically, you're right. But it is also, you're out of line, but you're not wrong.
Damn. Ross just lost and won a debate with himself.
I know it's weird, but he's like, yeah. The status of the Mechanicus within the Imperium is always one of those things where you really have to like, well, it depends on various sectors, but they are for all intents and purposes, they are their own empire. You will not find Arbites on a Forge World. Yeah. For example, the Arbites have no authority on a Forge World.
There was also the big thing with the Titans splitting up from the Mechanicus.
No.
Was it they had a secession where they wanted to be their own thing separate from the other forces. I forget what it was called.
Are you sure you're not thinking of knights? Because there are two different kinds of knights. There's the Imperial Knights and the Mechanicus Knights.
No, it's definitely Titans. I just forget what it's called right this second.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll remember it later. Or Victor will yell at me. So, naval assets. Naval assets are really important.
Yes, thank you.
How big is our fleet? Is it just the 3 ships that we have? Because then all of our Space Marines are flying on 3 ships that could easily be destroyed in the void.
Yeah, but we only have 600 or so active Space Marines right now, so that actually works out just fine.
That is true. Strike Cruiser can transport 250 Space Marines, which is a very awkward number. Which is also very weird because I'm pretty sure all 1,000 can fit on an escort. Like,
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. That's one of those numbers that I think may be like old, but
yeah.
I can certainly imagine an entire 1,000 Space Marines on board a strike cruiser because they're really big. They're really, really
Yes.
big. So,
But like we have a battle barge, we have a strike cruiser. We do need some attack craft. We need one dedicated attack craft that needs to be a strike cruiser. And then we need a couple of escorts to actually help this thing out.
yeah,
Because like
escorts. Now we're talking.
without escorts, these ships are just going to die.
So there's
They're
the sword
super important.
sword class is one, I think. What are the other classes of Space Marine escorts?
Oh my god,
You were unprepared for that one.
for some reason I had them in my brain and then all of it disappeared. Just
is
like
it Nova? I
Michael.
think one of them is the Nova.
Nova is one of them.
Yeah.
It's not Scorpion. Hang on, I'll just look it up real quick.
Oh, Dragon Magic asks if they lost any ships to the Cackling Death. That would be cool. I think
yeah,
they
that's
could have.
something we need to talk about too.
Probably not like a major vessel. Probably like a lot of their escorts probably were wiped out by the Cackling Death. The Cackling Death, don't forget, have a Space Hulk that is combined with a Kroot War Sphere. So they have a significant naval asset of their own.
There's the Gladius, the Hunter. I'm going by the ones that actually have miniatures.
Right.
Because it's a whole bunch that come from books that they never really exist in the lore. But it's Nova, Gladius, Hunter, and and Destroyer.
Well, those are destroyers. They're the escort version. Let's just escort ships and put it.
So we'll just go with those three.
All right, cool.
Because that makes things easier. And go ahead.
I was just going to say we could ask chat to vote for one of these three, or we could ask chat to vote for one of these three that was utterly wiped out. Either way.
I want to ask chat, how many ships does our fleet have? Are they at a full fleet, or are they like maybe they lost their Marines but still have the ships? Maybe they didn't scuttle their ships. Which a Space Marine fleet should be one battle barge, 2 to 3 strike cruisers, and then a whole bunch of escorts. That's what a typical Space Marine fleet is. If they're fielding the entire chapter, it gets a little bit bigger because they pull other ships that don't have Space Marines on them out. But yeah.
So what's our 4 options for the status of our fleet? One has to be great, one has to be bad, right?
So I'm gonna say above average.
Okay.
Average.
Okay.
Standard. Like
how's
no, minimal.
Average?
Minimal. Okay. And then wrecked. So we only have the 3.
Okay. Poll has started for what the fleet is, and we have a super chat from Ricky Chapman. Says, give them an old ironclad. That was a gift. An old ironclad. An ironclad? Isn't that a system defense monitor?
I think so. Hang on.
Ricardo's telling me that I'm wrong. He says that the post-heresy reforms, they were integrated as an adeptus while before they were completely independent. I argue they are still very independent. Yes, they have a seat at the High Lord's table. You're right. They definitely do. One of the High Lords is the High Fabricator, but that was from the goddamn treaty. That's the Treaty of Olympus. I think we're both right. I think you're correct in saying that they are part of the Adeptus and are integrated, because they are largely integrated into the Imperium. But I think I'm also correct in saying that their own individual fiefdoms are separate and ruled under their rules and not the Imperium's rules.
Oh, it's the Ironclad's an Imperial battleship.
Is it?
Yeah, Ironclads were a classification of Imperial battleship that have been longly retired from service.
Huh. Okay. Old Ironclad class. What type of ship is it? Capital ship?
It's a battleship.
Yeah, that's a capital ship. All right, cool. So they have an old Ironclad. I'll add that to the list.
And that's
older Ironclad class battleship. That might be stuck on. I would imagine they leave that one behind.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. This one is just orbiting their planet. They're not losing that damn thing. Now, who was it a gift by is the next question.
Could be a rogue trader. Could be an Imperial Navy admiral. Could be
A
High Lords
rogue
of Terra.
trader.
Could be mysterious. Maybe we don't know. Maybe we just know that we have it and we don't know why.
A rogue trader fishing that thing out of a wreck would be amazing.
Or a Space Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I mean, a Space Hulk.
Okay.
That's cool. So, what's so important about having a large navy? Well, in 40K, you can get ambushed by Tyranids or orcs. They could just suddenly appear. Because if the sky goes green, which is scary when space goes green, orcs appear. And their ships are designed for ramming. You could also run into pirate vessels, which would jump space marine vessels. As crazy as it sounds, when you're a desperate pirate, you're going to attack any ship that comes into radar.
Well, the Eldar Corsairs and the Red Corsairs, the two Corsairs, they are both very capable of ambushing Space Marine ships and taking them out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are like your Dreg scum of the galaxy space pirates who probably wouldn't tangle with Space Marine ships at all, ever. But there are definitely groups that would. And the Dark Eldar, don't forget, the Dark Eldar also are a pirate raiders. So, okay. So I'm going to close that poll and see where we're at. The answer may surprise you. We are above average. We are, oh no, we're tied. We have an average and above average.
Okay, so the ironclad balances it out then.
To make it above average?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have an average size fleet, which means we have 1 battleship, 3 strike cruisers, and a ton of escorts.
So one battle barge in this case.
Yeah, 1 battle barge.
2 strike cruisers.
2 to 3 strike cruisers.
I need a
one
number.
Let's go with 3.
Okay.
Because they did say above.
All right. 3 strike cruisers. Mini
and then,
escorts.
Yeah, escorts is so quick and easy to replace.
The Ironclad class does not count. We're leaving that behind. So we have our battle barge already. We have one of our strike cruisers. Well, actually, we don't even know. We don't have a name for the strike cruiser. We have 2 battle barges, though.
One of those battle barges is the name of the Ironclad.
Okay.
So now it's a 50-50. Which one? All right, now we got it.
So the Cassowary is our battle barge.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was about to say, did you just put battle barge twice? And I was like, no. You're not me. You wouldn't make that mistake.
Oh, I would make I make my own mistakes. Thank you very much. I make plenty of my own mistakes. All right, Cabo, thank you for the super chat, Cabo. Cabo says, I'm late, so just I'm just saying, keep having fun with this. Thank you. Appreciate you. We are fun. This is actually pretty sweet. We're actually at the end now. We have built a full chapter. We're missing a few names, but other than that, this is a very well fleshed out chapter.
There is one thing I want to add.
What's that?
There has to be an Imperial fleet that follows them.
There does not have to be an Imperial fleet that follows.
No, just one ship. And all I want is a Lancer class Corvette. And that's called the Pippin.
Why?
Because it is where the
it's the Rattling ship.
Yeah.
Okay, what's a Lancer class? I'm not familiar.
It's just a small escort class with a lance on it.
Well, maybe the Rattlings crew all the escorts. That would be kind of fun. And all the escorts are named after Rattlings.
I mean, yeah, they could do that.
That would be really wild. I don't know. What's your preference on this?
I kind of like the idea that they're just on all the escorts.
Okay.
But all the escorts are named after hobbits.
Are named after Rattlings. I.E. the Pippin, the Took, etc.
The Mary.
And are named and crewed by? By Rattlings. All right, so there you go. So we have Rattling families. The Rattlings also have to be present on the planet, don't they?
Yes.
So we need to go back to our homeworld culture and say that the Rattling tribes or clans, whatever we want to call them. I think tribes.
The Rattling Shires.
Oh shit. We're gonna get copyright. We're gonna have lawyers show up here in a second.
I'm sorry. This is Games Workshop. We are inspired by. As long as we don't, go after Nintendo, we're fine. They'll enslave you. Let's see.
That's what I've got. Shires, legally distinct, spelled with a Y. Shires are the name for the tribes, and they live and work alongside the human population. What do you think of that?
I love it.
All right, cool. Space elves riding Yoshis into battle. Yes, that's Exodites. That is absolutely Exodites.
Is there a temple for this on the Discord? I would love to make my own.
There is not, but you know what? I can make this available because it's just a Google Doc, so I can. There should be a way to export this, right?
Yeah, there is. And Chapter Master Super Mario.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
For the longest time, I really thought he said "It's a me, Mario," like an Italian accent.
That's what he's saying.
No, it isn't. He's saying "Izumi Mario,"
well,
that's
the Japanese
for super.
Yeah, he's
even saying it in the English versions.
Well, the English versions, he's saying it's a me.
Old games.
Talk to the official voice of Mario, because But you're right. It comes from Itsumi, the Japanese word for it's super. You're right about that.
I was so upset about that. Just like when I found out that everyone's wearing their jacket wrong. Stupid TikTok showing me that I've been using something wrong for 30 years.
All right, so I have saved the document as a PDF, and I'll make sure it's available on the Discord for you guys.
Yep.
All right. Pippin is the name of one of Charlemagne's sons. That's interesting. I didn't know that. His name was Piping the Short. Huh. Cool.
Neat.
All right. That's going to take us up to looking at some miniatures, I believe.
Holy cow. We have a whole chapter now. This is
crazy. We do. We built an entire Space Marine chapter with you guys. That's so fun and so cool. And I really like the creativity on display here. Here's an interesting suggestion. Kabo says, just a suggestion, have a make your own space chapter competition on the Discord and vote on favorite designs. Maybe share the top ones on stream.
I mean, that is something that mods would have to do, and I feel bad for Hawk.
Yeah, that's if Hawk's in on it, great. But if you have to convince him first. It's a cool idea though, and it is a very cool idea. Certainly, you you don't need a competition to go on our Discord and share your own Space Marine chapter, and especially once this format is up and available for you guys to use. If you want to use it, you don't have to. This is just one that we came up with after looking at 2D6 Chon and looking at the chapter creation rules in Deathwatch. Honor the Chapter, I think is where they're from.
Yep.
Or first
and
founded.
then us being crazy and just adding a whole bunch of other things.
Well, we had to update it for the Air Indominus because a lot of that stuff was pre-Air Indominus. Anyway.
Okay. So, are you ready for miniatures?
Let's look at some minis. Let's check out some minis.
Let me X out a few pages so that we can start. And I'm just going to show this off again because this is absolutely incredible. Again, this is the chapter. This is the Gorgon Talons. This is a full paint scheme. Absolutely amazing. This art is incredible, and I absolutely love it. I'm actually working with somebody right now to make this chapter as a miniature. I do have the miniature for it, but unfortunately, my buddy who is a graphics designer and works at a print shop, he decided to punch the ground, and the ground won. So he broke his hand.
Oh, no.
I don't recommend that. It's bad for your health. I tried to tell him that beforehand, but he never listens. But I'm working with him to put this design on a banner, this exact picture on a banner, so that they're holding it. And then I'm going to put this insignia on the shield itself. So it will be on the shield and look all pretty, but I have to wait for them to come back and, not be broken.
We do have a super chat with a fun fact about ironclad battleships.
Oh, go ahead.
Ricky Chapman, thank you very much for your support. Fun fact, ironclad battleships have no shields, but have a hull made of adamantium meters thick and are equipped with a planet killer cannon. Are they?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really old, and they actually have a miniature.
Do
Which
they?
is crazy. Yeah, they have an old miniature.
Wild.
Yeah, I was reading it up on as we were going. It was pretty cool.
Here's one for you, Alexis. Lichlock here says, I cast fists and then miscasts. All right, now we're looking at a World Eater's Terminator, looks like, or Chaos Terminator.
These, I believe, are all works in progress. I'm trying to find where I started with this. Oh my god, there was so much more added while
I
we
like
started.
his lightning claws are very cool. That's
Wait a second.
Chaos lightning claws, which are more like Freddy Krueger's glove than Wolverine's. That's how you can tell the difference.
I just realized I was looking for where this started and I was scrolling up like crazy, only to realize I was in the wrong Discord.
Well, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah. These are done by Hellflare, and I believe these to be works in progress, just based on the looks of them, because they only have like 2-3 coats on them. But for what we can see, you have the base down, well, except for the base work. But now you can go over this and actually do like the highlights, or you could go even crazier and do non-metallic highlights. Good luck on that.
I don't recommend it for if you're a casual painter. I do not recommend non-metal metallics. Yeah, but it looks good. It's a good start. I think this is a really good start.
Blackwash will help this out quite a bit.
Mm.
And then we got a Death Guard variant of the same Terminator unit, I'm assuming.
Interesting.
We can't see much of it, but you can see that wash was used, and for a beginner or somebody who is getting into painting, we love to encourage those who are just joining the painting community or just working on their stuff, and we want to help you guys out and junk, and we always love looking at miniatures. It's always fun.
Ricky Chapman says those are R, so he may be talking about from his role-playing game campaign.
Oh, okay.
And I should go back to the Nurgle guy for just a second. I should also point out that washes are especially effective on Nurgle or Death Guard, I guess, because rust is a part of their aesthetic, and a heavy wash will leave residue that looks like rust.
Yep.
Or decay or tarnish or however you want to put it.
I don't know why, but this Terminator looks like they have boobs.
It's probably the angle.
It definitely is, but you could see it, right?
Yeah, it's the angle.
I do like this. This looks more like oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Alpha Legion. Like the start of an Alpha Legion. Or Night Lords, yeah.
Yeah, the color scheme is closer to Night Lords than Alpha. Alpha Legion is a sort of sea green, if you will.
Yeah.
Them and Sons of Horus are difficult to tell apart if you don't see the iconography.
True. I love this. I love
this. He's got an arm with an eye in the hand for a head. The arm is his head.
I love this.
That's very creative work there. These are all I'm assuming they're all works in progress, because I'm just going to judge them based on that, but it's a very cool modeling work.
So you remember like back in ye olden day when like Chaos looked crazy, and they didn't look just like Marines with spikes on them, and instead they looked kind of like this, where they had like weird things growing out of them, eyes on their chest and like mouths on their stomachs, and their backpacks were all like fused into them and stuff. The old metal Rogue Trader models.
Lately, Chaos is beginning a renaissance, especially with here on Blackheart and the Red Corsairs, for example. That's a good way to look at Chaos. I have not been excited about Chaos models in a very long time, but the new Chaos stuff, actually, I guess starting with like say Dark Vengeance, maybe 2017. I've really liked the way that Chaos has been looking, and I was very resistant to this aesthetic in the 90s and the early 2000s, but now I'm finding it like the new versions of these are really, really exciting to me. So if you're a guy like me and you're like, Chaos has never really fit my vibe, check out the new stuff. You might find yourself moved.
We got a Dark Angel.
It looks like a Chaos Terminator, so Fallen Angel.
Yeah, it's a Fallen. I love this. That's cool. Heavy flamethrower, big giant sword. Yeah. Then we got the Predator. It has all of its proper equipment. I'm never a fan of putting the Hunter Killer missile here. I
Because it
always
blocks the turret.
Yes, I always actually take the tops and keep them there, and then I take the Hunter Killer and actually put it back here. And the reason for that is so that it can fire up and over like a javelin should, and this thing is based off of like a heat-seeking missile. So yeah, I do like this though.
Oh, wow. That dude is wired in to
Yeah,
the side of the tank. That is really cool.
I do really like that. I kind of wish we got to see the other side to see if there's another person there. That'd be
I
kind of
also
cool.
I also want to point out I like the sword on the front of
Hmm.
the tank. That is something I did for some of my designs, and it to me, I think it adds something really cool to this idea that there's a weapon, a melee weapon on the tank if you need it. It's literally welded to the front. So yeah, very cool.
This is again that Terminator from a different angle. And then this is from, let me double check, is Birdman. This is actually, oh, why am I, Kevin Strike.
Is it?
Uh, yes, this is the
Interesting.
new model for him.
Ah, okay. That's why I didn't recognize it at first.
So this is from Hitman 1213. There is no text to this, but I think this is their text underneath it. Yeah, it is. Captain and Boxnot are the first models since my childhood. I'm going to read this now. You're going to see the Boxnot in a second. Uh, Unsure if I like the red. Thinking deep purple. So you're going to see a Dreadnought that is base coated but not fully painted. And yeah, it's just explanations. So I really like this miniature. It's got a bit of dust on it, but 40K models and dust go hand in hand.
It's a Blood Angel shoulder pad and a Blood Angel backpack.
Yeah, yeah, it's a really good conversion. This is Asheroth the Grimm's backpack.
So is this character, is this a Blood Angel mini? No,
So
it's not. It's Shrike, but I mean, is he meant to be a Blood Angel? That's what
yeah,
I'm
I think they're using it as like a chapter master or captain with jump pack.
Okay, a couple things. If this is a showpiece model like a chapter master, you're going to want to do something about those claws. One of those claws is slightly off, and a little hot water will help bend that into a little more better position.
Mm-hmm.
It's not super noticeable. This is a nitpick, so take it or leave it with that. And then you have on the bottom of that magazine, which is a very rare place to see things, but on the bottom of that magazine is something that you need to sand off or clip off because it's flash is what it's called. And it's unfortunately very noticeable because he's holding it up like this.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. Looks like you need to thin your paints a little bit, especially on that skull on the backpack. It's a little thick on the white. And drill out your bolter.
Or in this case, is this a bolt pistol?
It's a bolter, I think. Looks like a stalker pattern, maybe.
I think it's a bolt pistol with a silencer.
It might be. But the silencer is just a big old hunk of plastic right now with the hole. Even just a black dot. If you don't want to drill it out, just put a little black dot to represent there's a barrel.
I do really like this miniature, though. You can see that a lot of work went into it.
Great base. Yeah. Well done on the base. Very well done.
Yeah.
And my comments are not to be taken as I don't like this. I do like it. My comments are meant to be here's how to elevate it a little bit from where it is. Yeah, it's a cool looking model, and of course, I love the idea of adapting Shrike to be a Blood Angel because I'm a Blood Angels fan. Look at my shirt.
I want this miniature, like the actual Kevin Strike model, so badly because it's such a badass model. And then they came out with an even cooler, the actual chapter master, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, because he was originally just a company captain.
Yep. And here he is from. Oh, it is an Inferno pistol.
It's
just a bolt pistol with a silencer. Yeah.
It might be an Inferno pistol. I don't know. I'd have to get a closer look. That is a better angle for the picture for sure.
Yep.
There is the
Okay, then
box knot.
so this is a librarian dreadnought from the
It
Blood Angels.
certainly is.
The model that existed for one whole edition and disappeared.
I used to have one of these.
I,
I used to have a
s-
couple of these.
I still have one of these because I used to jump it around and cast Bloodlance.
Yeah, they were
Yep.
wild. They were wild.
Sanguinary, the Wings of Sanguinius and then Bloodlance.
Yep.
And he used to lance things down, and oh my god, it was so broken.
Also, Dreadnought Force Weapon. Yum 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 yum.
Yep. I want this character to come back in the future as a Redemptor Dreadnought variant.
Agreed.
And then we actually see the Redemptor Dreadnought. This is a red that they're testing and test colors on it. I do like the stance. I am a fan of the stance.
It's pretty drastic. I was gonna say for me, I think it's a little too far on the stance.
What I would do is I would break him in half a little bit, add a bit of green stuff to the middle of him so you can elevate his chassis just a little bit and turn him so he's facing what he's stepping on.
That would help. I honestly think he's just a little. It's rearing too far back to.
It kind of looks like he's slipping on a banana peel.
It does not look. Unfortunately, it does not look cool with that angle. Maybe.
Yeah, probably at a better angle it looks better.
Yeah, good start though. The red is nice and vibrant. Hey, wow.
This is done by Ruffy. And this is one of my newest fan-made works. I hope you all like them. I absolutely do. The next few pictures are this Marine, and this is insane detail.
That's a hell of a good paint job. That's win your local painting competition paint job right there. That's like, damn good.
Yeah. Also.
Yeah. Look at those barrels. Check it out.
Yep.
I think that's a Grey Knight arm with or Grey Knight bolter.
Or I think it is a Grey Knight bolter.
I don't know. There might be a new model that I haven't seen before where the librarian has it on his wrist. So maybe.
But there's a lot of custom pieces into this.
Oh, the skull is great. The antlers are great. Yeah, I
dear God, yeah, he worships them.
Dear God, yes, yes, with the antlers, I love it.
God dang.
Yeah, rocking.
And then you see the face underneath it with the teeth painted.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, this is some crazy work.
That's better than I can do. The only thing I can say, and this is absolutely a nitpick, so take it or leave it. The only thing I would say if you wanted to take this to another level is do something a little more interesting with the hoses coming off of his chest and his arm. The hoses and cables just are a little bland, but that's all I would say. Beautiful.
It's got a book on his
back. My God, look at that book. That's freaking awesome looking. Are those fantasy? Is that from a fantasy model or is that a 40K model?
It might be. Because this looks fantasy.
It does, but it's a great fit.
Yeah, regardless, this model is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, freaking nailed it, bro.
And then the scorching on the actual sword axe itself is really good because this actually reminds me of what my sword actually looks like when you look it up close.
Oh, Godzilla Rex says this is a Knight of Tall. So this is taking Tall from Warhammer Fantasy and putting it into 40K as a mini.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, okay. Never mind. I take back everything I said about the hoses. This is great.
Next up, we have Farseer. This is done by Sartek. And the next few miniatures are done by them. This isn't done by them. Sartek. This is done by their girlfriend. And they are miniatures that they've just been painting 40K miniatures at bottom of the year. This is their third and fourth minis.
Nice. She's very talented. That's a very good tabletop paint job.
I really like this. I like how shiny it is. I feel like shiny is not used enough.
Well, it works for crystals. It works for Farseers as they eventually turn into crystal. Check out that base, looking good. The crystal. Yeah. Look at the soul stones with the little dab of white to represent a little, the lighting. That's and the hands are very well done. So yeah, overall, very good.
This is an amazing model. And then a very metallic ultramarine.
Wow. That's like iridescent.
I love this. I don't know why, but I absolutely love this.
Colors are good. Definitely needs more highlights on the especially in the lower body, and you could do with a little more black on the linkage between
Yeah.
the shoulder and the elbow, and around the
This-
neck. But this is an excellent paint job.
Okay, the next few are from me from a tournament that I went to, and I took fourth place in. I was very happy with it. And
Sardaukar
I
says
had
it's clear varnish is the shiny bits.
nice. So next up we have my Sons of Garrow.
Hey, there they are.
So this is my super unique Space Marine chapter, and if you notice, all of them have helms that are very different. With a lot of, since this army is mostly first company, they all have plumes on their helm, which is just a mohawk, except for this guy. But this guy's a stand-in.
Please ignore the guy in green.
Well, I mean, a lot of my capes are green. You'll see it very soon.
Oh,
This is
wow.
Captain Titus. I only had an hour to paint him.
That's really good for an hour.
I built and painted him in under an hour. I was like, in fact, here is the rest of his squad still on my desk.
Nice.
But I needed him for a tournament, and I was like, shoot. So if you look in the back, you can't really see it too much. But on my Repulsor Executioner, you can see all the extra luggage bags.
Oh, neat.
Because they're carrying an extra luggage for everyone.
I want to point out you did paint the jousting shields on the guy on the left there with the black and white checkers, or sorry, red and black checkers.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool look.
Yeah, this one is going to get that too. I just have to finish doing them.
It's a very, very good start. Oh, there's your go-karts.
Yeah, I love the go-karts. I am a huge fan of the go-kart. It is 60 points, it's 8 wounds, and it moves 12 inches. Also here you can see like characters holding other characters' weapons and equipment.
You're right, the helm. Yeah.
Yep. Here is my converted Kulgar with double power fist and his sword and a Vox caster.
I want to point out to everyone who's listening that Alexis, when she talked about the go-karts, she talked about their efficiency on the tabletop. She did not, I want to point this out, she did not talk about how cool they looked, because they don't look cool.
Hey, mine have mud all over them. That makes them cool.
Again, it's she likes them because they're good in the tabletop game.
Yes. Oh, here you can actually see the luggage bags.
Oh yeah. I dig that quite a bit. It makes it look more functional and less just rolled off the assembly line. Is that an Inquisitor in front of the tank?
Yes.
Nice.
I really, really like Inquisitors.
For anybody who's watching this right now, I can see the stern guard there in front of the repulsor with his shield that has a skeleton attached to it. That's a very, very nice way to do a bone skeleton. You can see that there's a really deep black and that the white is just on the surface to kind of illustrate the fact that there's depth to that skeleton.
I'm very happy with it. And then now we go on to Roth and his lizard men.
Oh, where's Sotek when you need him? Oh my God.
Yeah. Again, if you guys want to share anything that in that particular, I know it's weird. We kind of hijacked the 40K paints part so that we could show it on Lorebeards. But yeah, you can post any miniatures there. If people complain, blame me.
Send your emails to Alexis at.
Yep.
This is a pretty cool set of purple skinks, which I really think is cool. Is this from someone we've seen before?
Yes, this is Roth.
Roth Experiment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you can actually see the evolution of his paint style. Like we've seen older miniatures from him, and now we're seeing newer miniatures. And you can see that the newer miniatures are painted better. And I really like that.
Just looking at this makes me wish that you could field a mixed squad like this in Warhammer Fantasy, like the old world. I don't know if you can, but he's got a chameleon skink, he's got a Saurus, he's got a skink priest.
Yep.
It's my dream command squad for a Lizardman force where you can
Yeah.
combine all of these different types of Lizardmen into one particular squad. I think that'd be so cool. It's a good paint job. The bases are done. They look good. The metal's there. And he used white on the bottom and behind to make them look even better. Good job on the photo, Rothian Fairmoon. I see what you did there. Yeah,
Only thing that I would add is get Skeleton Horde and go over the teeth.
agreed.
And then we have I forget what her name is, but this is the named vampire from Age of Sigmar.
Ah.
And they probably said this in the Discord, and I could just check. They did not say the name. Dang it.
There's a nice transition from the gray to the purple on the wings that I like. I enjoy that.
This looks really good.
Yeah, can I get a closer look at the face?
Face needs a black wash.
Yep. And is it dusty or is just not enough highlights?
It's just dusty.
Okay,
it's just dusty.
A lot of dust there. Yeah, there's we're probably always going to mention that. Sorry guys. It does look bad under light is the problem with all the dust.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out, use the white beneath and behind. Good job. That's the best way to take a photo of your mini. Looks good. I think dust it and maybe do some highlights on it would really take it to another level.
And then we got even more Eldar today. We're getting a lot of Eldar, and I love it. This is an Altark.
Yeah, it is.
This is from Sartak again.
Oh, is this his girlfriend?
I'm not sure. Wait. 5th Warhammer miniature. So yes, this is their 5th Warhammer miniature. And they are clearly taking their time and going through a lot of like detail work on this. And honestly, I love it. We even have like multicolored on the barrel, which is really cool. And considering it's Eldar stuff, it could be different colors, and I like the vibrant colors on it.
It's beautiful. It's a really good job.
Look at that sword, though.
For a beginner, this is amazing.
The sword reminds me of what Taco Bell used to be.
Baja Blast?
No, that's new Taco Bell. Like, do you remember Taco Bell in like the late 90s, early 2000s, when it had that weird Technicolor like seating everywhere before every single one of them looks like a dentist's office?
I will be candid. I have never voluntarily set foot in a Taco Bell.
Wow, you have never just wanted to go and get diarrhea?
No.
Damn. Making good life choices.
I don't know what to say. It's never appealed to me. But it looks good.
I really like this. The eyes are painted. That's really difficult for a lot of new painters. I like the highlights on the metal.
I will say I think the coat of lacquer. I'm sorry. I know Sardaukar said what it was, but it's the thing the varnish. Yeah, sorry. The varnish. I think the varnish is laid on a little thick here.
A little bit. There's also part of the cape that's a little missing, or it might be the lighting.
I'm not sure.
I really like this. The cape looks good.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, this looks insane.
Sardaukar says she felt she ruined the sword, failed with the effects. It looks okay. I wouldn't say it looks bad. It looks okay.
I would honestly say I love it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I actually really dig it. Like, I gotta find this. Hang on, I gotta take this down for just a second so that I can find this.
Oh my god, we're on a tangent now. We're going to Taco Bell in the 90s. Everybody get in your TARDIS and set your time travel for 1994. We're gonna go get some chalupas. And we're probably going to do it at like 1 a.m. because that's the best time.
Well, yeah. But I want to see if I get this right. No, I don't want to see the outside of the damn building.
So I think we should actually though give Sardaukar's girlfriend some props. That for her first 5 minis, that's a hell of a performance. I am deeply impressed. She's got painting is a skill, right? The more you do it, the better you get. And she's starting off at a very high level, which I think is important to say.
Okay, this is what it reminds me of.
Ah, okay. All right.
The weird, like, Technicolor, like, Taco Bell look, and I love it.
Yeah, I can see that. Sardaukar says the cape part is gray, not missing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It feels like the lighting reflected off of the actual miniature to make it look blue. But oh my god, we had some really good miniatures today, and I'm so glad we got more Eldar and more random stuff in here. That librarian and Terminator armor looked incredible.
The Knight of Tal, yeah, that dude was freaking mad. That was rad as hell. Yeah, you sir are more talented than I am. Certainly, I give you props. We have a few more minutes left for the show. We could probably do a little bit of an AMA if we wanted to.
Every time I hear AMA, I think of like again like mid 2000s like anime music videos for some reason.
Oh man, God, I was so into those back in the day too.
They were so good. Do you remember early YouTube when you would just click on a video and you heard Nightcore for the first time and it changed your personality?
Oh God, Nightcore. God, yes, I do remember Nightcore, and I have a Nightcore song on my playlist that I listen to.
I have several. It is great. I guarantee there is a Space Marine chapter that listens to Nightcore.
All right, you guys. So we have about 5 minutes left in the show. So if you wanted to throw us any questions, we'd be happy to answer. And otherwise, we're just going to talk about whatever we want.
What Space Marine chapter listens to Nightcore?
Rainbow Warriors.
Oh hell yeah, 1000%. What chapter do you think listens to Country?
Minotaurs.
Yeah, they would be assholes like that.
Ricardo Andre says, "Begone Astarte superiority." Okay, fewer Space Marine streams, I guess. He says, stream ideas. Make an Eldar craft world. Make a Drukhari Cabal or Noble House. Make a Necron Dynasty or a Tau Sept. Those are all very cool ideas.
They're all on the lists.
And Sardaukar says she thanks you guys very much. She is very honored. She often feels like she isn't good enough with art stuff, but it's good to see others disagree. You know, imposter syndrome is very common with creatives. We always think we're not good enough. And the bottom line is if it's good enough for you, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So I will go add those ideas to the list because those are all very good ideas. Here's one for you. Argas the Pillager asks, what Space Marines listen to X genre of music? Emperor's Children and Things Will Get Loud Now.
Yeah.
Noise Marines.
What was it? In a game a couple of years ago, Dark Heresy campaign, I gave a guy that was playing at the table a weapon, and on its random mutation for demonic possession, it wrote silent. So the weapon was entirely silent. And the demonette that possessed it couldn't talk. They were cursed. So they had to express themselves in other ways. But I had a whole boss fight set around noise with a noise marine. And he just comes along, rolls a 1, and kills my boss with a noiseless weapon. And I'm just like, yeah, I had a whole cool thing with like, the louder your weapon is, the stronger their force field is, and it fires back that much energy at you. And it was this whole cool thing about noise levels in the game actually mattering. And then he just blows it away with a silent melt-a-gun.
Kabo asks, Lorebeards, what do you order from Taco Bell? And for Ross, when was the last time you were forced to consume it? I have never voluntarily consumed Taco Bell.
God. Okay.
I think 1995 maybe was the last time I ate Taco Bell. I had to.
Let's see. Crunchwrap Supreme is usually the best one, but back where I used to live in America Land, there was this Taco Bell that was dirt cheap for no reason, and they had buy 2 get 1 free tacos. And it was just the taco, just meat, cheese, lettuce, and like maybe if you're lucky, something else. And I remember buying like 20 of those and just eating that for an entire week and being dead. I'm pretty sure I died. This might be a fever dream.
My entire life is just flashing before my eyes as I'm in a refrigerator surviving a nuclear blast, except I didn't survive it. Ricardo is still trying to convince me about the Adeptus Mechanicus being fully integrated into the Imperium. Of course, Gilliman gave them a lecture. He's the Regent of Terra. Of course, they listened to Gillum, and he's the Region of Terror and a Reborn Primarch, and even the Mechanicus is like, yeah, those dudes are pretty rad. They were everyone was impressed by Primarchs.
I have a strong suspicion that this is going to be the new debate on the.
It's probably going to. It's heading that direction, I think. I can tell you that Games Workshop has told me to my face directly several times that the Adeptus Mechanicus is not. They are with the Imperium, but they're not a part of the Imperium, and that is always
at least they're not against the Imperium.
Something you have to remember very, very importantly when you're writing lore about Mechanicus stuff for role-playing games, for example.
That's the one thing that I hate about Sisters of Battle is that you can't do anything outside of what they are because it goes against their lore. It's one of the things that bugs me a little bit.
We will talk about this at some point, I'm sure, but we are at the end of our show here. Ricardo says he is the debate lord. You are. I deeply appreciate you bringing these things up because it is often there's a lot of interesting stuff in the nuance, and you and I, we're not discussing big stuff. We're discussing the nuance, which I really enjoy. We have a question here from N7 Greenfire. Any chance of a Lorebeards live play of a fantasy or 40K role-playing game? I would love to. I would love to get a Dark Heresy group going. Hawk has already indicated he wants to be in, so it's a possibility.
I mean, I'm down. I'm just in a completely different time zone.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
But that's all our time for today. So,
in the grim darkness of the far future,
there is only lore.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. You guys are awesome.